go live. And we're going to see if this does actually go. So just testing. All right. What we're going to do real quick is we're going to see what happens when I flip over to the first matches. And I'm going to talk just to see how this sounds before anything else. So talking here, there's a delay so I can check this out. And I'm going to talk at my full volume now to see how this sounds. Okay. Perfect. I think that should be good. I'm going to take these off so we can switch back over now. And I believe I can see the chat on my phone, which is fantastic. So welcome and thank you everybody who may be tuning in to the live commentary of the Ontario Singles Crokinole Championship. That went down yesterday, May 9th in Elmira, Ontario. This was a Tier 1 National Crokinole Association event, and one of the last ones of the tour. We're closing off now. I believe there's 3, technically 4 more tournaments before the end of the season, and before a winner is declared. So I'm going to keep this relatively short, don't have any graphics here. I want to get right into the action because we have about 2.5 hours of Crokinole to get through. So we had 1 camera on each of the pools for A and B. After the morning round robin, the top 18 players went into 2 pools of 9 for the A pool, and then the bottom 18 players went into 2 pools of 9 as well for the B pool. So we had 1 camera on each of those pools from A and B. We're going to start with the B pool, which, although it's the lower pool, still has tons of top level players, maybe some up-and-comers, some very talented players, and I'm assuming good games. I haven't watched these yet, so we're going to find out together if they're good or not. And then we're going to flip over to the A pool, which is the heavy hitters of the National Crokinole Association Tour right now. Just as a note, we're doing all this live, so we have the scoreboard, we have my commentary. There may be a few mistakes. Bear with me. We're going to have fun with this. So with that, let's get into the action. Our very first match, which we are going to flip over to, is from the B pool between Liam Turchin and Claire Kuepfer. So without further ado, let's get to the action. At the table now, as we flip over to the scoreboard, which is ready to go, Turchin will be the first to shoot. Now, Turchin is somebody we haven't seen on camera before. This is his 2nd ever tournament and debut event for the 2025-26 NCAA Tour. Last time he played was in the 2024 Ontario Doubles Crokinole Championship alongside Nick Faria, who won the 2024 Elmira Recreational Division. And playing against him, scoring a touch 20 there, Claire Kuepfer, very familiar face, the head of the Scone Crokinole Club. Little known fact, he won the 2016, I believe, World Crokinole Championship doubles alongside Nathan Walsh. So, high-level player at the board, and while Liam is less familiar to players, very good. I think the one thing to work on is strategy, but otherwise he's been a very quick learner, and he's put on some good matches. But right now, Claire with an advantage, 1 up in the cup and with the hammer. Pressure is on Liam to do the work right now. Liam taking a second to consider his shot. We're down to the final 2 for each player. It's going to be a push. Very nicely done, keeping both pieces in the house. There might be a double lined up here for Claire. See what he is able to do. Removing 1 piece. Very nicely done. Still putting pressure on Liam. This situation right now, Claire wins the first round. And we don't do a lot of round-robin matches, so I'll clarify this right now. The round-robin games are 4 rounds. It's not a race to a certain point limit, not like the U.S. Open where it's an elimination bracket. You play games against all the players in your pool. 4 rounds, doesn't matter if it's 8-0, 4-4. With that, I think Claire all needs is a solid takeout, and he will take the first round. With that there, yep, that will do it. Even without the takeout, that is good enough. Claire going up 2-0. And the one thing we're missing in this live stream is trick shot highlights. Just for your context, all I did was cut the space between games when the players are rotating around through the round robin. Aside from that, I don't know anything. I don't know what's going on. I don't know much about who wins. I know who moves on to the quarterfinals and semifinals for the B pool, but that's about it, and we're not going to talk about that in that stream here. We'll save that for the very end. But with that, round 2, Claire to open up. Coming up a wee bit short, and Liam lips out of the center. An unfortunate shot. Claire unable to capitalize with the bump and run, but still good advantage playing against a hammer. 2 pieces in the 15. I wouldn't call this a secure situation for Claire by any means. If Liam can roll to the outside with one of these pieces, or Claire demotes his own there, and Liam left with a heavy hanger, goes for it, unable to get it. Claire now 3 pieces on the board. I would call this a more comfortable situation for Claire, although Liam potentially with a 20. And I'm going to very quickly turn up the volume here because I feel like the players are having a bit of laughter amongst themselves. Liam with an invalid shot there. Very nicely done, blasting through his own. Claire still 3 on the board. I would call this a great situation right now. Looks like all those pieces of his in the 10 region. So Liam needs to do a bit of work. First thing is going to be either to hide or get into the 15. And right now, Claire just happy to hold a position. Seeing Michael Barr, thank you for confirming that the volume is good in the chat. Like to have that confirmed as we're coming down to the final shots. Again, if you have any notes, technical difficulties, let me know down below. Nice 20 from Liam, and that looks like a tie round. 3-1, 1 point on the board for Turchin now. Fun fact about Liam Turchin, he is the man, the myth, the legend I will be partnering with at the World Crokinole Championships this year. It's going to be really fun, and yeah, given this is his second tourney and he's putting up a good performance, I would say that we'll have a good run. We're going to see how it goes. Number 1 priority, having fun, but also I think we could kick some butt. With that, Liam opening up with a 20 in round 3. Claire going long. Liam looking to keep play on his side of the board. Very nicely done, although he doesn't get the off. Claire now 2 pieces on a misfire from Liam. Open 20 opportunity for Claire. Coming up short, but still a great situation for Kuepfer right now. Gonna have 3 pieces in play, and that is more than enough to make up for the 20s discrepancy. See if Claire goes for the angle, and he does. Just looking to solidify the points he has in play. Looks like 2 of those pieces on the line to the 10 to 15, so 35 points total on the board. That puts him 15 points up in total. Liam going for a 20. That was courageous. I liked it. Hefty drop back, but you saw it lip over the center. It looks like a few of these shots for Liam, a bit, maybe too much power or dead on with the center for these. I mean, small fixes with those, so. And Claire, 4 pieces on the board. Looks like he'll be solidifying another round here. Liam's going to need something big for his final shot, although Claire losing one of his own pieces. Liam lining up, might be a drift 20 here. Very nicely done. Now up to Claire's final shot. Looks like that 1 piece off the board. Claire has a chance to end with 40 in play, but we'll see if he's able to remove that red. Without that red off the board, I don't think he can win this round. And looking there, I think that is enough for Liam to take the round and tie it up 3-3. Looking at the points, yeah, I don't think Claire had enough in play to make up for the difference in the 20s. And I'm going to turn down the volume in my headphones. I have the live stream up on my phone so I can check quality. And I can hear myself. That's not super ideal. 3-3 now. A final round before the players switch around. Claire going long. Turchin with the hammer. Trying to roll away, but staying close. And Kuepfer makes it hurt. Liam, though, getting the 20. Very nicely done. Play to the outside of the board. Kuepfer with no choice but to peel. Liam with a quick reset, and we are in a 20s race with Turchin having the advantage. 2 20s apiece for each player. Turchin going long. That is a good miss. Kuepfer going to have to go for the follow-through if he wants anything here. Oh, my lord! He hits it. Beauty shot. We're back to a clean Open 20s race. Kuepfer comes up short. This is going to be tight, folks. Play on the board. Slight advantage for Turchin. But we just saw Claire hit a hefty follow-through. And Turchin, there's a mistake. Stays too close to the center. Claire unable to capitalize. Looking at the board here, all Turchin needs is to, 20 does it. And he wins the game. 5-3. Players writing in their final scores. We're finished round 1. We are going to make the scoreboard disappear for a second here so I can get ready for the next match. A little bit here to do, and that's okay. Hope you don't hear the clicking of the buttons. That's fine. And we are going to set up for the next match, which is between Ken McLeod, and I think I spelt that wrong on the stream, but that's okay. We're going to stick with it because I'm not 100% sure. And he is playing against Andrew Klein. And everything else looks good to go. So we are going to flip back over here with the scoreboard on, and everything is updated. So players taking practice shots right now. We'll give you some background on the players at the board. First off, on the screen, it is actually Game 4. Currently, Ken McLeod, from his sign-up information from the Teeswater Crokinole Club. He's only played in one event so far this tour. However, him alongside Joanne Carter placed 3rd in the recreational division of the World Crokinole Doubles Championship. And placing highly in the recreational doubles for Worlds, no easy feat. Just because it's recreational does not mean that they're just having fun down there. They are playing some good Crokinole. So certainly a good player at the board. And to your right, Andrew Klein, also formerly known as Crokinole Jesus. You'd recognize him from the Crokinole Cup. They're taking practice shots. One of the big accolades I have from him recently is he placed 2nd in the Scenic City B pool alongside Andrew Webster. That would have been back in October 2025. And while that match wasn't on camera, I presume very good match because there was strong players at Scenic City this year. The players are still warming up. There's about 2 minutes between each match. 8-minute rounds, and then you have to finish your game by that, and then you have 2 minutes to find your new table and keep things pushing. Take a little bit of a break here to get water. I don't know when the players are going to start. This is one thing I didn't think through with the live stream, was how to kill 2 minutes of time while the players got ready. But this is the room we're in now. Too late. Okay, we hear the players saying, here we go. Time to start. Ken McLeod opening up, scoring that first Open 20. We are off to the races. Andrew Klein coming up short. McLeod quick to just hit and stick. He's staying here where Klein has to hit follow-throughs. It's going to be tough. Nearly drops a 20 for his opponent. That could have been devastating. But McLeod, great position right now. 2 pieces in play, up 120 in the cup. He's feeling good about this. Klein again. Almost drops 20. Feeling very generous today on the Crokinole board, I suppose. But nonetheless, McLeod losing his shooter. Guess he didn't want to be to the outside. Potential touch. 20. Very nicely done. Crokinole Jesus gets that to drop. But a 20 up the line for McLeod. Top tier play. Top tier play there. Backboard for Klein, potentially, if McLeod hadn't gotten that. And McLeod just takes it away. Klein losing his shooter. Open 20 opportunity for McLeod. Going a little bit long. Still in a great position right now. Up 23 pieces on the board. While he is playing against the hammer, he should be in good position. Taking this 20. That just about seals it. Especially because there's a red piece on the outside of the board. Yep, that'll do it. Invalid shot from McLeod. Doesn't matter. He'll be taking the first 2 points. Round 1 goes to McLeod on the left. I should probably say that too for people who don't recognize the players at the board, left versus right. But however I introduce them is the order they're in. I mean, you also have the color-coordinated scoreboard. And also, the top is the left player. Bottom is the right. But nonetheless, Klein scoring that first Open 20. We are off to the races. And again, just because this is a B pool doesn't mean these players aren't very skilled Crokinole players as we see them go, looks like 2 for 2 in the cup right now. We're going to see who is the first to miss. Klein 3 for 3 on those Open 20s. Now Klein, huge supporter of the Crokinole Cup, ran by Simon Dowrick, a.k.a. the Spider. That was a one-time Crokinole special. Huge elimination bracket where each elimination match was a race to like 15 points or 16 points. The finals was a race to, I believe, 30? So yeah, we see these players here going 6 for 6. We could be looking at a perfect round here, folks. Klein hitting the 7th. McLeod going long. He might have messed with Andrew's perfect round. I'm sure not intentional, but still, he takes the time to think about it. He's hungry. He wants it. Comes up short. That was tough. And I mean, he doesn't want to risk a round. He doesn't want to risk losing it. But still, very, very close. And Klein still takes the points, tying it up 2-2. Fantastic shooting there. As we're going to head into round 3. And that's what I'm talking about, folks. If you hear B-pool and you're not tuning in, like, it's just a B-pool, you are a fool. You are a fool. Because this is the game here. This is the work you got to put in to make it to the A-pool. And these players both showing that they can hang. They can hang. Maybe they just had a rough morning. Who knows? Who cares? But Klein coming up short on his first open 20 shot. And McLeod making it hurt. Bumps the piece. Accidental mistake. Happens to the best of us. Best you can do is just verify till both players are happy where that lies, and that's totally fine. Yeah, I've done it. We've seen the top players do it in like finals matches of events, and that's just the way the world works. Either way, Klein happy with it, gets the bump and run there. McLeod just hitting and sticking there. McLeod's still in a good position right now, up 1 in the cup, playing against the hammer, but not in a bad position. Might be an angle in here for Klein. Not quite able to get it, also leaving an opportunity for McLeod. Ooh, lips out there. And getting a bit of a messy board here. Not enough to be in big trouble unless Klein can get a double. But only touches a piece. Unable to remove it from the board. McLeod now 3-1 on the board, up 1 in the cup. Great positioning. Fantastic. That's tough. That is a tough shot. Drops to 20. You saw the vision. You saw what he was going for, but, you know, sometimes just doesn't work out. McLeod looks like might have been lining up for a double. Clear the board. Doesn't much matter right now. I'd say he's in a pretty secure situation. Klein certainly not out of the game yet, but he's going to have to put in a lot of work these final shots. As McLeod just content to hit and stick on the board. And, ooh, that was a very good attempt from Klein to get into the 15, but as long as McLeod doesn't drop that in the 20, yeah, final shot's inconsequential. McLeod going to be bringing this game 4-2. Put that on the scoreboard now as we head into the final round of what is actually Game 4. Again, rounds mislabeled. Sorry for the video editing at the beginning, the mislabel of the text there. I did this right after the tournament after a long day, so a little bit tired, but also kind of on me. Got to get that right. But back to the action. Klein opening up with a 20. McLeod going long. See, Klein is inclined. That was silly. Man, those are the things you just can't cut from live commentary. We're going to see if he's inclined to play defense there. I finished my sentence. We got through it. And yeah, he's doing a beautiful job just sticking in that spot. Only thing McLeod can do is eventually pull it back off the post. But right now, just hitting and sticking. Maybe waiting for a mistake out of Klein, but Klein is not giving it right now. McLeod is slowly pulling that back in, but at this pace, it's not going to be enough, and there's a mistake. There's the thing he wants. Now, this isn't a good position, and yeah, loses his shooter. That is tough. That is tough, and the one in the house looks like that's close to a post, and McLeod loses his shooter. Open 20 opportunity for Klein, looking to seal this round, get the tie game. Beauty. Absolutely beauty. You love to see it. Yeah, nothing that McLeod can do here. Andrew Klein, is he going to gutter? Oh, yes! Yes, baby! There we go! That's what I like to see. Andrew Klein ties it up. 4-4. Beauty shot. Beauty shot. No regrets. It's in the rules. We love it. Filling out the scorecards now as we go into Game 5 of the round robin. That'll be between Crokinole Kuepfer and Jason Fitzgerald. We'll wait till the players are done here. I'm going to go for a second and fix this scoreboard so that we're ready for the next game. Players getting up and rotating around the board. We are going to turn this card on. And I didn't really talk about it before, but this is an interesting topic that people thought it'd be worth to talk about. This is the end table. So what happens? Round robin, 9 people. Means every round somebody's going to have a bye. They do a full circle around the board. They go clockwise. And when they go to the left here, so when Jason goes to the left, he just doesn't play a game. That's pretty much it. And I need to correct this scoreboard real quick. We're just going to... Oh. My bad. We're going to correct it again. That is... I didn't know the scoreboard did that. All right. So, Kuepfer to shoot first. And, ooh, we actually have an undo button. Rob Richardson did some work on this scoreboard recently, which allows us to do things like undo. Oh, maybe not. But either way, you know what? I'm just going to talk about the players while we're here. This is the room we're in now. This is just what's happening. At the board again, Klein Kuepfer, head of the Crokinole Club. Already talked about him. Had a decent game before. Playing against him, Jason Fitzgerald on your right. He's been to a few tournaments now. We're going to see how he does in the B pool here. Again, a lot of high-level players. I believe Fitzgerald has a crew out in Vaughan, Ontario, Greater Toronto area. I don't know where exactly they're located, but they have bi-weekly Crokinole meetups. So he certainly gets in some practice. We're going to see how that shows on the board here. The players talking now. We got about 2 minutes before the next game starts. I'm going to look over here. We have about 8 people watching, so thank you for tuning in. First of all, really appreciate it. If you have any notes, any thoughts, let me know. I know I'm rambling a little bit. Yeah, trying to figure out how the best way to do live commentary is, but either way, we're having fun, we're having a blast, we're having a good time. Looks like Claire. Is this a practice shot or is this a start? That's the one thing. I messed up the volume. I don't want to play around with it too much just because I saw Michael Barr say the volume was good already. But, okay, you know what? I need to reset this whole scoreboard. My bad. Gonna do that again. We love technology. This is not actually the score. Okay, we're back here. We're back to the start. Looks like players getting ready. We see the fist bump in the back from DVG. We're going to talk about him soon. But for now, game of the match. Klein Kuepfer to your left to open up. Scoring that first open 20. And ladies and gentlemen, we are off to the races. Jason Fitzgerald coming up a little bit short. Kuepfer looked like he was going for the drop back there. Unable to get it. Another fun fact about Klein Kuepfer, I don't think I mentioned it before. He served on the National Crokinole Association board for 2 years, I believe. So just a huge thank you to him for all the work he did while he was on the board. A lot of people who volunteer that I'll try to shout them out as we see them, but a lot of people who volunteer their time to make the tour and these tournaments and the rules, make all this possible, make it organized so that we as players can enjoy the community. So him and others, we appreciate you. Thank you very much. Claire looks like he's going to be taking this round. Actually, I stand corrected. That is 25 points on the board for Fitzgerald. So that's going to be 2 points to Jason on your right as the players reset now. Kuepfer only 120 in the cup. So you get a full reset. Jason Fitzgerald to your right will be the one to start this round. Klein Kuepfer with the hammer to your left. Waxing his piece, and we are ready to go. Fitzgerald going a wee bit long. Kuepfer pushing into the house. Very interesting. You figure on the outside he'd want to stay there, but that's okay. Still not in a bad position on his side of the 15 region. Pressure is on Fitzgerald to pull play back. Although Claire awfully strong on a few of those shots. And what a 20. I wish I could get the replay on that. What the heck happened there? Absolute beauty. It looked like a piece flew off the board from that. There's pieces being passed around, and I don't know how that happened. Oh, I guess that flew over from Reinman's game. There. Mystery solved. That's what he just drops in. Beauty slide from Kuepfer. And it looks like Fitzgerald going for another follow-through, but that was rather greedy, in my opinion, to go for that from there. But either way, this is the spot we're in now. Kuepfer awfully close to the center there. Looks like Fitzgerald really prefers that follow-through. I think the touch was up the left side of the quadrant. Claire going for a Conrad. Very interesting. That piece dancing around the center. I think Claire just needs to knock that off, but he goes for the 20. This is what we live for, folks. Beauty shot tied up 2-2 in this game of 4 rounds. Players to reset now. Claire to open up. Again, for all these matches, it's always going to be the person to the left, shooting red with their backs to the windows, I believe, starting these games. So every time, even when we switch over to the A pool, that's the way it's going to work. Makes my life really simple, but if you are heavily invested in watching this, that's what's going to be happening. And I can't hear the talk at the table. Maybe you can. Let me know what's going on. Again, I'm not messing with the volume because it seems like the volume's good. But either way, Claire opening up, scoring that first open 20, and we are off to the races. And right now, I'm going to refresh the live stream on my phone to make sure that we are still good. Claire, the first to miss, going a wee bit long. Fitzgerald with a hit there. And we are very quickly devolving to a very busy board. 2 pieces. 20 for Claire. Trying to assess the situation right now. I think Fitzgerald has a slight advantage, but Kuepfer draining that 20. Still not a good spot, although Jason hits a post. Unfortunate. Claire not able to get that outside piece, but Jason loses his shooter. Claire taking his time here. Crucial shot. Beautifully done. Can Jason get the open 20? He doesn't. Kuepfer takes the lead 4-2. I think there were a few shots there that Jason could have taken his time on, specifically that one on the outside between the posts. He went to really blast that, but there is a way to cut that through the house. A little bit of a risky shot, but better than just placing and blasting. I call it the 3-second rule, and I'm notoriously bad for just placing and shooting. So this is something I specifically worked on. I don't always count 3 in my head, but still. Fitzgerald drifting a bit to the left. Kuepfer immediately makes it hurt. The true professional that he is, dropping it in the cup. And if you haven't played against Claire Kuepfer before at a tournament, he is a threat at the board. Me and him have a running joke of us being rivals, always running into each other in elimination matches at the B pool or the C pool. And I think for every one of those elimination matches, he's gotten me. He has my number. So you certainly can't be slacking with Claire Kuepfer sitting across from you. Blasting that piece off. There's a piece that flew off from this board. Gonna see what Fitzgerald does now. Taking his time. We have 3 shots left for each player. I think Claire clarifying that. Clarifying. I need to stop doing that. I am awful. The curse of live stream. I can't take back really crappy jokes. But either way, Claire in a great position right now with hammer. Up a 20 in the cup and 2-2 on the board. I think a few less points in play than Fitzgerald, but that 20 makes up for the difference. Yeah, I think Claire, all he needs to do here, goes for a double. Awfully bold, but either way, Claire takes that round, going 6-2. Very nicely done. We're going to switch over to the next game. I'm going to fix the scoreboard. Up next in, I believe, what will be Game 6, we're going to have Andrew Klein coming off his bye, playing against DVG, Darren Van Gameren from the Buffalo Crokinole Club. But real quick, going to correct the scoreboard before we get started on that. Turn this off here for a quick second. Everything else. All right. Scoreboard back on. Darren Van Gameren at the board, ladies and gentlemen. If you don't know Darren Van Gameren, you need to get out from whatever rock you are living under from the Buffalo Crokinole Club. Also plays at the St. Jacobs Crokinole Club. He is currently ranked ninth in the National Crokinole Association standings with 195 points. He has quite a few accolades we could talk about. I'm going to skim over the main ones. He is the Crokinole Olympic doubles and the North Carolina doubles champion. He plays third at the 2025 Ontario Doubles Championship alongside yours truly. Quarterfinalist in the New York Singles Championship. back in February. And is there anything else? Oh, he placed 4th at the 2025 World Doubles Crokinole Championship alongside Brandon Osborne from the Queen City Crokinole Club. Now, admittedly, Darren being down in the B pool, a little bit of a surprise. I think he had a rough morning, but he's looking for redemption here in this B pool. He's out for blood. He's looking to make up for the mistakes that led to him being here. Because, yeah, again, top 9 is not what you'd expect from somebody in the B pool. Typically, he's A pool. That's just what it is when he's at the top of his game. But this is the room we're in now, and we're going to see how he does against Crokinole Jesus to the left. Fist bump at the board. True sportsman-like behavior, as Klein will be the one to open up the round. Scoring that first open 20, we are off to the races. We saw Klein's performance before. High-level 20s race. Or, yeah, like he got 7 out of his 8 shots. Almost a perfect round. So, definitely wouldn't put it past him to have some aggressive races here. And Van Gameren missing his first open 20. Plays immediately on the board. Slight advantage to Klein. Where is the stuffed buffalo? Says, who is that saying that? I'm trying to focus on the scoreboard. Sean Hagarty is in the house. Mr. Sean, I'm not going to give any spoilers, but you should check out Instagram to see why Sean Hagarty is a pretty cool guy right now. Looks like Klein going for a touch to what he has to laugh. Misses that there. And Van Gameren, that piece lips out. And if only Van Gameren from the past could hear me, as we all ask, where is Button the Buffalo? Beauty double from Klein. Cleaning up the board a little bit. Van Gameren with hammer right now. It looks like 25 points on the board. Slight advantage to him, nearly in front of the post. So that could be tight, but Klein able to clear it. At some point, he's going to need to double, or he's going to need to demote the higher piece. Rolling out, but Van Gameren might have lined up the double for him right here. Going to see if this clears or not. So close. Although that could be what Klein needs. Yeah, that piece is down in the 5 now. So even if Van Gameren gets into the 15, best he can do is a tie round. Question is Klein going to concede the tie, or is he going to try to get the full win? That's the question here. And yeah, hits a 6 in that spot. Could be a 20 here. Van Gameren's looking for the win. Keep in mind, I think this is a Van Gameren who's hungry. He wants blood. Stays in the 15. Certainly a good attempt. That will be a tie round between these players, going 1-1 apiece. Writing down their scores now. I tried to explain it before, but then I got caught up in technical difficulties, so let me give it another go. With 9 players in a pool, player gets a bye. If it's an even number, you need to have an anchor. And my parents brought up the fact maybe we should do a video talking about this. It might help some people. We might do that at some point. Maybe let me know. Shoot me a text message afterwards if you think we should explain round robin stuff, or just let people figure it out. But either way, back to the action at the board. Looks like Klein the first to miss in the open 20s race. Play still in the 15, so certainly not in a bad spot, but play on Van Gameren's side of the board. And Van Gameren, very patient player. Bit of a fortunate off there, but either way, still keeping play here. Klein at some point is going to have to catch a post, or let Van Gameren catch a post. Invalid shot. Open 20 for Klein. That's what we like to see, folks. That's what we like to see. Capitalizing on those opportunities. Things like that very quickly. Tables change. Klein with an advantage right now. Drains another one. Unnecessary. Or completely necessary. Yeah, Klein's going to go for it. He doesn't care. He's a honey badger. Beauty. Honey badger don't care. Fantastic shot. Final shot's inconsequential. Klein going up 3-1. Going on to round 3. And this is what I'm talking about. This is what I'm talking about. Van Gameren, ranked 9th, and Andrew Klein, ranked 56 right now. You look at that on paper, and a fool, an uneducated person would be like, we know the winner. And this is it right here. This is the game. Anything can happen, but Van Gameren taking quick advantage of the backboard left by Klein. Bit of a heavier one this time. Van Gameren looking to make it hurt. Lips out a little bit. Passing the opportunity on to Klein. See what he's able to do. Beauty shot. No notes. Masterpiece. Masterpiece. Van Gameren still in a good spot, though. Tied in the cup, Van Gameren does have hammer. Klein going for the angle in, although could have gotten a nice hide there. But Van Gameren looks like he sees the diagonal lane to that piece. I'm going to see now. Ooh, I am invested. Man. And this is the thing. Normally, you'll see the difference between when people do and don't peel. This is a great example. Right now, Van Gameren is happy if he ends with one piece on the board. That's all he needs to win. So he's not trying to peel. He's not trying to lose the shooter. He's just hitting and sticking. He's taking full advantage of, not taking advantage, but he's passing the test of, I can hit these hides. And also leaving it in a great position where Klein can't get in. We're down to the second to last shot for Klein, and all he has is a follow-through. There's nothing else. I think Van Gameren has proven there's no hiding on me. You cannot hide. And Klein nearly gets a 20 off the post, but gives a chance to Van Gameren looking to seal this round. There's the door. There's Klein's opportunity. He's going to look to put this away. That being said, if Van Gameren scores an open 20, then it doesn't much matter, but still, beauty shot. High pressure on Van Gameren. 15 for the tie, 20 for the win. Still gets a win. Very nicely done. Van Gameren tying it up 3-3. Ladies and gentlemen, we have a match. We have a match at the board as we head into the final round. Will they tie it? Will somebody win? Remember, all these points, very consequential for the B pool. Top 2 people from each pool moved on to the semifinal round, so every point counts. Every single point determines whether you're getting in or you're getting out. Both players opening with 20s. Van Gameren, the first to go long. See what Klein does here. I'm going to wait till after this shot to make a comment about something. All right, here it is. So, Klein talked to me after the tournament was over, and he made the note that this was the first event that on camera there was a perfect round, but he was clear that it may have been one of the further back tables. So, somebody please remind me to go looking for that, because I'm going to have to, I think it was in the background. Clear now that it wasn't this round, although both his matches, great 20s performances, just not the 8 out of 8. So if anybody sees it, I'm hoping it wasn't within those first 2 games that we missed. Because, yeah, everybody loves hitting that first perfect round. There's not many feelings that are better than that. But either way, back to the action. Klein in a good spot right now. Although unable to get the off, I don't know if he was trying to angle in there. I would think he'd be wanting to play a bit more defensively. But either way, passed is a passed. See what Van Gameren's going for here. Loses his own piece, but a little bit in front of a post. Klein able to clear it. Beautifully done. Van Gameren, he's looking for 20s. He's playing against a hammer right now, so this situation, he's not loving this. This isn't good. Unable to get in, though. And Klein nearly pulls back off a post. Yeah, Klein, I wouldn't say he's doing a lot of defensive tactics. There was a one round he tried to hide, but even here, like, pulling back there, that was a bold move, and Van Gameren just looking for action off the post. Doesn't matter. Klein takes the victory in this match. 5-2-3. What a match, boys. Fantastic job. Absolutely love it. As we now head into Game 7. Out of 9, I'm going to quickly fix the scoreboard. We'll turn this off here. And this next match is going to be between Jason Fitzgerald, yet again playing against Kathy Kuepfer. So we're going to, fix the scoreboard real quick, and we'll punch that information in so I can do some player introductions. That's going to be okay. Fantastic. We have another Kuepfer at the board, but this is Kathy. And we'll talk about both these players again. Jason Fitzgerald, we talked about before, from, I want to say Vaughan, but it might be Richmond Hill. He's from one of those areas. GTA area in Toronto, has bi-weekly Crokinole meetups. We've seen them at a few tournaments. Playing against him, Kathy Kuepfer, who we somewhat recently saw on camera. She placed second in the C pool at the Belleville Crokinole Challenge. Played against Ron Langell. Great match there. Also from the Scone Crokinole Club. And yeah, fantastic. Also, Kathy she can catch you off guard if you meet her in the round robin. This is one of the things where people can underestimate and be like, I haven't heard of this player, whatever. And then she'll take She'll take 8 off you. She'll take 6 points off you. Like, dangerous. Dangerous at the board. Anybody. I'm going to say, general Crokinole tournament, never underestimate people, right? That is how you lose points. You don't know how good players are. Your mentality, especially during a tournament, if you're not just having fun, if you're not at the bar with the boys, just having a few beers and a few games, if you're competing for points, treat everybody like you're a world champion. Like, you need to bring your A game to the table. Because, yeah, every point matters, especially in a pool where only the top 2 are moving on. See somebody saying hi in the chat. Is that Dave Kaminsky? I'm not 100% sure. I don't know the usernames. Either way, hello to you. If you can clarify, you feel comfortable. Either way, players fist bump. Jason to open up, going a bit long on his opening shot. We'll see what Kathy does here. Quick to roll between the posts. Absolutely beauty shot. Fitzgerald now at the far side of the board. He's going to be forced to peel at this point, which he does. Very nicely done. If you haven't played with Jason, I do love to see that we're seeing that strategic play from him. That's always the interesting thing to know right away to see about a player. Are they peeling when they should? If they are, you know they know the basics. They understand the basics of the game. There may be tricky situations they don't always handle properly, but if they're peeling, you know it's not going to be... You can't just stay to the outside, or you can try to extend the play. You always should, but that's a good indicator of, okay, this person's played a little bit. But we're pushing through this round very quick. A messy situation here. And I might have missed a shot. Yeah, I think I'm a wee bit behind. Player shooting lightning quick here. As Kathy, I think she just needs 1 off. Scored a 24 Fitzgerald. But looking at the board, that is still enough for Kathy. Kathy still takes a round. A win is a win. We don't ask how. Ladies and folks, 2-0 for Kathy Kuepfer on the board. Let's see here. Who is in the comments? Caesar Angles. Not sure who you are, but I'm glad you are enjoying the live stream. I just have you on my phone, so I'm like being very careful not to miss any action. So yeah, cheers to you. Thank you for joining us. Again, if you're enjoying this, make sure to share it. We're trying this out. We're seeing if this is worth it or not. This is my best compromise to... I don't want to live stream during a tournament, during the actual tournament, because then I don't get to play, and that kind of sucks. Because I like to think I'm doing okay. I'm doing a little bit better each time, and it's hard to do better when you're sitting on the sideline talking about Crokinole. So doing this a day after lets us to do live streams like this. So, yeah. Either way. Shot there. Fitzgerald. Open 20. And I'm monologuing. I lost track a little bit. That's okay. Fitzgerald comes up short. Kathy does have the hammer here and not quite able to capitalize on that backboard. Or sorry, Fitzgerald has it, but Fitzgerald gives a 22. Kuepfer is going to stay to the outside. Beautiful roll. Beauty roll behind the post. Fitzgerald gets it through his own. Dude, this is great. This is fantastic. That was a bold shot, and he fired it off really quick. And that's the one note I make about him. He needs to slow down with the shots a little bit. You got 8 minutes. You can't play super slow, but he's got time. But that was very well done. Kathy staying to the outside. She wants Jason to hit this again. And he's unable to. Kuepfer takes another 2 points, I believe. Yeah, up to 20 there, clarifying. That's more than enough. Kuepfer taking 2 points. Going up 4-0. Very strong start. And again, Kathy, we've seen her in the top of the elimination matches for usually the B and C pool. I think it's been a little bit since we've seen her in the A pool, but still, she often cleans up in these pools that still have strong players. Fitzgerald coming up short. Immediate advantage to Kathy, just staying right there. Leaving this tough shot. Might be a touch. Fitzgerald pushing further into the house now on Kathy's side of the board. Flip the situation. Unable to get the off. Tricky spot for Kathy. Very well done. Just getting the touch. Just keeping play on. Not sure what happened with Fitzgerald's shot there, but Kathy, again, just getting the touch. She's happy with this. She's like, hey, I don't need to get your pieces off. I just need to get more of mine on. And It actually clears it there. Very well done. 4 pieces on the board. Left a 24 Fitzgerald, but, I mean, looking at the situation, I believe she has 55 on. Doesn't get the 20, but, yeah, still too much. Fitzgerald got the 1 off, but his piece rolled out to the 5. Kathy's just going to take that off. Misses! Unfortunate misfire. A lot of action in between the posts. I think Kathy's in great position here. I think, yeah, she's A-okay. Beauty double. Just wrapping up this round. Well done. Well done. Have somebody in the... Oh, scoreboard disappeared. My bad, everybody. Let me see if I can get that back up. Yeah, we're 6-0. Thank you for that. That's a very good note. Not sure what happened there. We're back with the scoreboard. 6-0. I don't know how I didn't clock that, but either way, Kuepfer opening up, going a wee bit long. Fitzgerald unable to capitalize. That was on his side of the center, so a little bit tough to pull that off. Either way, Fitzgerald sticking between the posts there. Getting my bearings on the situation right now. Somebody in the comments talking about forced gambit. Excited to see the live stream. Remind people right now, we will be doing a true live stream of the forced gambit invitational happening in a tough 20. Kathy dropped for the other person, laughing it off. True professional there. But yeah, forced gambit invitational is going to be live May 23rd. That's going to be... might be an all-day stream. I'm still on the fence about that because that is a lot of commentating, but it's going to be a true live stream. We're not doing it the day after. We are doing it in real time with the best of the best Crokinole players. So, either way, Fitzgerald saving 2 points from this round. Score 6-2 as we're now going to head into Game 8. I'm going to correct the scoreboard or reset the scoreboard real quick. So, Kuepfer still took the win, but didn't get the full set of points there. We're going to turn this off real quick. Next game will be between Darren Van Gameren versus Mark Doerksen, a player we haven't seen before. I'm going to talk about him shortly, right after I set this up. I believe we spelled that right. We are good to go. So we are into Game 8. This is the second to last match at the table. Darren Van Gameren, we've already talked about him. I've already pumped his tires a fair amount. Playing against some Mark Doerksen from the Winnipeg Crokinole Club, the Crokinole Club that Nolan Tracy, my younger brother, started somewhat recently. I believe back in November he started that up. Few players been there. Mark decided to come out to this tourney representing the Winnipeg Club. So kudos to him for making the trip. For those of you that don't know, Winnipeg is about half hour to an hour over the border from Ontario to Manitoba, and it is an 18-hour drive, give or take, to get from Elmira to there. So, giving you some Americans, anybody tuning in, just giving you an idea of how stupid big Ontario is. 18-hour drive just to get to the border of the next province, assuming you're not cutting through the states. But either way, players getting set up now, about 2 minutes between rounds. This is the perfect time to get some practice shots. Different players set up differently. Like some people just sit at the board and they'll practice 20s. They'll practice going up the quadrants. Most people just practice the open 20s because that's where all the games start. So nothing wrong with getting that going. But either way, this might be a good time for me to see what's happening in the comments. Ooh, that is a very good point from Gina. Not sure who that is. I don't think that's Gina Schick talking, unless it is, in which case, how's it going? But either way, game starting now. That is a good point about these kind of live streams, is that participants can also watch the live stream. If you're playing in the tournament, and you also want to watch Crokinole, then you're able to hop in on this after you're done playing. It's a day after all. But yeah, I didn't even think about it like that, and that is certainly true. As a video editor, I love this because this lets me do so many matches at one time, and yeah, it's great. I don't have to do a bunch of editing. I really just have to talk and watch Crokinole, which I love doing that. So, and sure, I look a little goofy on camera, but that's a-okay. either way, back to the action. Van Gameren, 2 pieces on the board, but playing against a hammer. Mark did a very good job getting play to the outside very quickly. And if you're wondering, this is Mark's first ever National Crokinole Association tournament. It's his debut this tour, but also just first ever event in his professional Crokinole career. So, yeah, again, just kudos to him for traveling out here. There's a few people who traveled to this tournament. Jack Anderson, I believe that's his name, the head of the Peach State Crokinole Club in Georgia. And then his friend Carmi, also from the club. I think I got his name right. And sorry if I'm misremembering. Whole lot of faces at these tourneys, as always. And also a little bit sleep deprived on my end. But either way, yes, it's Gina Schick. Pleasure to see you. If you don't know who I'm talking about, she kicked my butt in the B-Pool semifinal at the London Crokinole Championship. Also the C-Pool final at the Turtle Island Crokinole Championship. So, yeah, she's somebody who has my number. And wow, this is a messy board. I lost focus of what was happening. A lot of red there. I'm not going to do the count, but this is a tough situation. I don't know how Mark gets out of this to wrap up this game. But we're going to have to see what Van Gameren does. Beautiful 20. Beauty 20 from Van Gameren. Just mint. And yeah, a lot of red on the board. We're going to verify. I think we'll be able to tell. Yeah, I think the players are joking right now that, hey, like, this is a tough situation. He needs so much. Okay, looking at the board. That is a tie. Holy crap. I was not expecting that. Mark with enough points on the board. I thought there was way too much red to make that happen. But heck yeah. And we're seeing Tree Keener in the comments as well. If you don't know who that is, Travis Keener, 3rd place at the U.S. Open Crokinole Championships, a.k.a. Blame Canada, alongside Aaron Lewis. They beat up my dad pretty good in the 3rd to 4th place match, which, hey, I like to see it. Nothing wrong with that. People ask if I'm biased. I'm like, yeah, I'm biased against my family. I want to see them. Boom. I'm kidding. I kid, of course. But either way, congratulations to you on your win. Again, if I didn't say it to you in person. Either way, back to the action. No 20 scored in the cup right now, I don't think. Bit of a water bottle situation in the way. But yeah. And again, we're seeing a lot of red on the board. We do have a little bit of blockage. Not sure if there's a piece there or not. Van Gameren getting the clear. I think Van Gameren is just happy to get the offs right now. I am curious if he's a little bit concerned about that last round being a tie. But again, when you're dealing with a messy board like this with 3 pieces in the 15, it's tough to get a lot going. But Van Gameren does have the hammer, and it looks like 4-1 pieces in. 3-2 is still. I think they're perfectly tied right now, but Van Gameren having the final shot of the round can make up for that difference. Might be looking at a 20 here. Nope, just gets the off. Excuse me. Another thing with live commentary, I can't edit out my burps. That sucks. That is too bad. Pardon me. Pardon me. We're down to the final shots here. I think Van Gameren's going to be able to clean this up. Might just be looking for the single off. Absolutely beauty. Van Gameren taking that round, bringing the score 3-1 halfway through the game. Quick second here to reset Van Gameren to open up the 3rd round. Mark to have the hammer. Scoring that first open 20. And something I'm curious about, because we mentioned Mark is from the Winnipeg Crokinole Club. My understanding is the Winnipeg Crokinole Club is awfully close, relatively speaking, to the Minneapolis Crokinole Club, which is hosting the 2026 North Star Cup tournament in July, I want to say. You can confirm that on the National Crokinole Association website. But I think it'd be pretty cool if some of those players from the Winnipeg Club went and represented together as a group. So we'll see if that happens. I'm just spitballing things that'd be cool that I have absolutely no control over. But either way, it is always great to see Canadians that aren't just Southern Ontarians showing up at tournaments. Just love to see that the game is growing even further across Canada. There's a Winnipeg club and the few clubs in Nova Scotia, namely the Wolfville Crokinole Club. But either way, back to the action here. Round 3. Tough shot for Van Gameren here. Might be looking to angle in And again, everybody watching right now, this is the second to last game of the B pool. Beauty shot from Van Gameren. England. Oh, we're seeing the DVG. That's ninth. Right now, that's what we're seeing. A beauty play. Ninth in the NCAA standings. That's what I mean. And yeah, 2 pieces on the board. There's nothing Mark can do here. He's stuck on the outside. Beauty double, though. Good attempt to make it back in, but Van Gameren taking that round 5-1 into the final round of the game. See players resting their left arm on the table. Let's see. It's going to depend on the context. I think technically, no. Like, by the book rules, no, you're not supposed to be doing that. And it's up to the players at the board to be calling that out. You see it in the background. I am paying attention to the game, so I do apologize if I don't see it. But yeah, I'll try to see what you mean, and I can actually clarify if that is or isn't against the rules. There's a few of the super specific rules that I don't know the exact wording on, but anything like that where if there's an argument that is potentially interfering with the shot, it is, in my opinion, the onus of the player across on the board to call it out and kindly be like, hey, could you not do that during my shot? Or, like, technically that's against the rules, right? So, if it's happening, it's happening. That's the best answer I have, unfortunately, for that. Over halfway through the round here. DVG with hammer. Looks like he's comfortable keeping play to the outside. This is, I think, Martin making a mistake right now. He's just going for the hit and sticks right now. He needs to peel. Because Van Gameren, his final shot, he's just going to the inside. Yeah, this is something that Mark can take as a note to go home. He's hitting sticking here. Van Gameren, final shot you see here. Yeah, he's going to go for it. He's just going to take out that 15. And that's a mistake you make once. Say tie. Where's that piece? Just a second. No, that's on the line. I think that's a win for Van Gameren. I need to see. Move that water bottle. Please and thank you. Oh, man. My face feels awfully close to the camera. I'm glad I shrunk the screen. I want to say Van Gameren won that. Yeah, I think he won. He won. So, yeah, we're gonna say 7-1. Yeah, that was off the board. Glad to know that. Resting their left arm. Okay, I see what you're talking about now. We are going to set up for the next match real quick. I'm going to turn off the scoreboard and get that set up. So, in real correction real quick. Boom. All right, match setup at the table. We have Kathy playing against legend at the table for the final match. We have Kathy Kuepfer on your left and then Ray Kappes on your right. For those of you, the uneducated, the people who don't know who the legendary Ray Kappes is, let me get you in the loop. This man is a 5-time Ontario singles Crokinole champion. He won it first back in 1997, and then for 4 consecutive years, from 2003 to 2006. That's 03, 04, 05, 06. 4 consecutive wins at one tournament. Masterpiece. He also won the 2003 World Crokinole Championships. And if I'm not mistaken, I may have my people mixed up. I think that was his first ever tournament. Just showed up to the Worlds like, hey, I want to try this out, and won it. Could be, actually, no. No, he won something in 1997. That's totally wrong. Ignore that. But, yeah, either way, previous world champion many years ago, over 2 decades ago. But either way, he is so famed that he has a shot jokingly named after him. The Kappes special. Whenever you're at a board with him, and there's a lot of pieces on the board, you can ask him, hey, what do you want me to do? And he'll be like, double into 20. That's the Kappes special right there. Double into 20. You'll hear a lot of Ontario players say it. I don't know if it's picked up anywhere else, but either way, legend at the board. Fantastic man at the board as we head into the final game of this B pool. And then I'll talk a little bit about what happened in the B pool. We have announced the winners, but I don't want to say that before we're done here. Looks like Kappes with an invalid shot. No, sorry. He hit the piece there. Kathy going for a 20, unable to get it. Advantage to Kappes right now. Getting the hit, not getting the off there. And Kuepfer just staying in between the posts there. This could be okay for Kathy. If she can keep Kappes from getting the inside, this may not be bad. Although, Kappes one follow-through away from changing this situation. Yeah, there. Right now, he's up 5 points. And Kathy going to the outside. That could be deadly. What a double! I did not see that. Gets that piece off the post to the outside. Kathy has no options but to peel her shooter. Ray Kappes now. Comes up short. Tough. Tough shot there. Kathy draining that open 20. Not open 20, backboard 20. Misspeak there. My apologies. Kappes evening out the cup. Pressure on Kathy. All Kappes needs is a takeout to win this round. Does it. Very well done. Ray Kappes taking the first 2 points in this game. Players now to a reset. Working. Oh, Keener, you flatter me too much. Where did I get this? I can figure that out. I'll message you afterwards. I'll let you know. It's a nice jacket though. I wore this for my university grad, and yeah, I felt snazzy. I feel snazzy right now. Kappes is nearly getting a follow through 20, not quite. Backboard opportunity for Kuepfer, unable to get it. But now 2 pieces on the board for Kappes, up at 20 right now. Pressure on Kathy to change the situation. And Kappes staying a little bit close to the center there, but a little bit tough. It's jammed up in there, so it's tough for him to get away the way he needs to. Beauty 20. Kathy. Ooh. Fantastic. And Kappes unable to get the open 20. Might be looking at another one. That's what I'm talking about. That's what I say when you sit with Kathy Kuepfer. And you're like, yo, this is fine. You are making a mistake. You are making a mistake with anybody you sit at the board and say, yeah, I've got this. You always got to bring your A game. You leave things like that for Kathy freaking Kuepfer. She's going to take it. She's going to take every single 20 she can get. Beautiful Hogan's Alley shot. And this is looking like 2 points for Kathy here. Kappes is going for the hide. Banking on this. Game-winning shot here. Round-winning shot. It hits a post. That was tight. That was a tight round, folks. That was very well played by both these players. Kappes got it with the hide. Fantastically done. Going up 4-0 now. Halfway through this game. And yeah, I'm actually going to flip the pages now. I've got my notes here. A little bit of a cheat sheet. So we're about to head into the A pool. But Kathy opening up with that first open 20. Kappes follows suit, and we've got a 20s race here. Kuepfer, the first to go long. Kappes nearly gets a follow through 20. Kathy unable to capitalize. We're going to see players battle it out around the center now. Beauty shot. Beauty shot. Kathy scoring the open 20. Who's saying that? Sean Hagarty. Kappes knows how to hide. Yeah, he does. Oh, man. That's good. That cracks me up. This man loves his 20s, but he knows when he needs points. And I figured the last game of the round robin, depending how he's doing, we don't know how those other matches went, but if he knows he needs points, he's not messing around. When he decides to stop messing around, that's a wrap. Kathy going for a hide. I don't think it matters at this point. Yeah, it didn't matter. You see Kathy shaking her head. Kappes 6-0. Here's Stefan in the comments. Dude, you'll get another rec win. I'm telling you. Hey, you cleaned up rec once at the Elmira tourney. We have our good days and our bad days, and you'll come back from it. Stefan, if you don't know, has a TikTok account, and he had a few viral hits for Crokinole, so kudos to him. I think one of his videos actually talking about his recreational win 2 years ago, I want to say. That video got, I believe, 1-point-something million views, so yeah, he's doing the good work of spreading the gospel of Crokinole, so huge kudos to him. Back to the action here. We're in the final round, and then we're switching over to the A pool, and people, I'm telling you, this A pool is heavy. This A pool is, we've got some heavy hitters, and I'm going to talk about that when we get to it. But Kappes does, I guess, I thought he hit the red. I don't know if that was a mistake there, but either way, Kathy unable to capitalize. Ray unable to take the 20. I think Ray is still in a decent position here. He is playing against the hammer and not getting the off. Kathy might actually have this. I may have misspoken. I think Kathy has this round. Looking to get 2 points out of this. And was that a 20? Oh, my bad, people. That's why we have the undo button. Look at this. Oh, that's not undo. Oh, never mind. Never mind. I think Kappes has a round here. We lost the scoreboard. That's okay. Actually, Kathy has a round. So, yeah. Kathy takes it. allocate points. Congratulations. That was the final match of the B pool. We're going to switch over very quick to the A pool, but let me real quick fix this up. So we'll talk about that. We're going to flip over to just my face. I apologize, everybody, but just commentary right now. So just to talk a little bit about the B pool, and we put out the announcements. From this pool, I believe Andrew Klein and Darren Van Gameren were the ones to move on to the semi-final round of the B pool. Andrew Klein moved on to the finals. Unfortunately, was unsuccessful against Nathan Walsh. Nathan Walsh, man, myth, and legend, fantastic Crokinole player, took the victory in the B pool. So congratulations to him, but also just congrats to everybody having a great performance. We are going to start the A pool now. First, I'm going to set up the scoreboard for the first match. I think it starts a little bit quick after I start the video, but give me a second. Bear with me as we change the setup here. The first game, we have got some legends. I don't want to give any spoilers, but right now, if you're looking for the top of the top level Crokinole, this is the time to tune in. So tell your friends. Let them know we're just hanging out here on the Tracy Boards YouTube channel and watching some good Crokinole. Just hanging out. Okay, with that, are you ready? A pool, again, very similar to the B pool. 2 pools of 9 games total. Each player getting 1 bye, playing 8 games. But we're going to see 9 games at the matches. And most of these players are top 10, top 20. And if they're not, it's just because they haven't been present during the tour, and they're still kick-butt players. So with that, let's dive into it. Where are we? Here we are, and I'll double check, make sure, let me know in the audio if the video, if you can hear the video, you can hear my commentary. Okay, I don't really have the time to check that right now. Unfortunately, right now, we have Ray Beierling on your left and Devin Fortino on your right. Ray Beierling currently ranked 13th from the London Crokinole Club, and playing against him, Devin Fortino currently ranked 3rd in the NCAA standings. He's not from a club, but we know him very well now. He is this tour's Belleville champion. He's this tour's Turtle Island champion. He is the man who hit 46 out of 48 20s in one game. And Beierling, oh, he opened up. My bad, folks. And Fortino immediately punishing him for a miss. We are right to it. Man, oh man. Fortino, beautiful roll away, gets to the outside. We're in the thick of it, folks. We are in the high-level Crokinole here. Beierling trying to get back into the outside. Fortino is going to be looking to keep him out here for as long as he can. Now Fortino, fun fact about him, first tournament he played was the 2024 Belleville Crokinole Championships. According to him, he just heard there was tournaments in the areas. He's like, this sounds fun. Let me check it out. First tournament ever, he placed 2nd in the Belleville tournament. Keep in mind, Tier 1 championship, Tier 1 tournament. This is where the top players go, the best of the best, world champions, literally. And Fortino came 2nd on his first tourney ever. And shortly after that, I think he placed 2nd. He placed 2nd, actually, in last year's Ontario singles. He placed 2nd in the 2025 World Championships next to Sean Hagarty. Yeah, just great performances from him overall. And we're seeing that in full blast here as he wins the first round, I'd say rather dominantly, going up 2-0. 3 20s to none. I think Gina and Sean having a laugh. They were both in this pool. I don't know if we see their match or not. Maybe they can let me know whether they were sitting at the camera or not. But either way, I'm not going to give any spoilers. I'm not that guy. I heard how that match went, and I love it. I personally love it. But either way, clean open 20s race here. Something went wrong. I don't know what that's about. But either way, I believe Beierling up a 20 currently. I'm going to have to correct that. Fortino, there. He scores a 20 there. Now he's at 4. Beierling, I believe, at 3. So hopefully he makes a mistake so we can correct this. But to the action here. We'll see. Yeah, there it is. So yeah, we're 4-1. Fortino's up 120 right now. So in a good spot. He wants to make sure not to leave Beierling anything. And we're going to make sure I'm correct, depending on what he does here. Roll away. Is he happy with it? We'll see if on his final shot he tries to come into the house or not. If he stays to the outside, then I've got the 20s right. If he doesn't, then I'm going to assume we're okay. Or if he drains us here, I think it's pretty safe to assume he's won the match. Yeah, he goes to the outside. Yeah, Beierling, you see his head drop. Situation's right. That is tough. Beierling trying to pull it back. Beautifully done by Fortino. Going up 4-0 now. 2 out of the 4 rounds now wrapped up. We head into round 3. Beierling to open up. Ray Beierling is an 8-time world doubles champion alongside his brother Jason Beierling. They also won the U.S. Open Championship back in 2023. I want to say, I think they've won the U.S. Open a few times now, but either way, Fortino rolling in front of a post. Beauty shot. Look at that spot. I love that we have the overhead here because this is a tough shot for Beierling. Decides to get the touch. Very wise decision. That is a mistake rookie players make a lot, is they'll try to blast it as if hitting it hard enough is going to get it off the post. That is very much not the case. Beierling, an expert player, knows that. Nearly gets a double there. Not quite enough power. Fortino seeing what his options are here. Probably just trying to keep play away right now. I stand corrected. He pushes through. Might have been trying to go for the follow through. Doesn't get it. Backboard left for Ray. This is an important 20. Gets it. Very nicely done. Now he doesn't get the off. Oh, that is interesting. On one hand, block Fortino's lane. On the other hand, if Fortino gets this, Beierling's in a tough spot. He's stuck to the outside. This is tough. Beierling has to peel. His only consideration right now is, can he catch both, or does he have to concede with getting one? He only gets one, and the reason why he considered if he could get 2, we're going to see now. Fortino, if he drops another 20, why am I saying if? Why am I saying if? When Fortino drops another 20, Beierling has to peel again. And another open 20 for Fortino, which will guarantee him the tie in this round. And probably the win. That is the sharpshooter that we're looking at here with Fortino. Yeah, he gets it. Yeah, you see Beierling, very expressive. I'm loving it. You see, he knows, like, that's wraps on the round. That officially seals it. Fortino will be going up 6-0 to start this match off. Or, why am I saying start? Again, we're 3/4 of the way through the round. We're going to the final now. Fortino to open up. And, again, I'm not going to give any spoilers. Actually, I'm not even going to finish that sentence. No spoilers. Fortino, to your right, opening up. Beierling to have the hammer in the final round. Starting with a 20, we are off to the races. I'm trying to think of what else Beierling has been in recently. I believe he won the B pool in the Belleville Crokinole Challenge 2025 this tour. He's had a few successes like that throughout the season, and he's ranked pretty highly, just shy of the top 10 currently, and still a lot of Tier 1 events, or I should say 2 Tier 1 tournaments, the World Championships, singles and doubles, so technically 2 separate tourneys on the same day, standings-wise. So yeah, we could see Beierling in the top 10, but going long there, Fortino punishes him for that mistake. 5 out of 5 of his shots converted. Beierling trying to keep up, but now he's waiting for a mistake out of Fortino. Fortino's not giving it. 1 more 20, and he guarantees the tie. Beierling's praying for a miss right now, and he doesn't get it. We might be looking at a perfect round on live stream. Technically the first one in the direct focus of the camera. Will Fortino do it? He goes long! Fortino, what are we doing? I'm kidding. Fantastic performance. Oh, I can't cut things like that. I can't joke like that. Beierling has an opportunity to tie the round. I think I misspoke. Yeah. Okay, yeah. Beierling needs a follow-through 20. Insane shot. But again, 8-time world doubles champion at the board. You cannot count Beierling out. Will he hit this? So close! You saw it lip over, but it wasn't enough. You see the handshake. Fortino starting the morning off strong. We're not going to see the 8-0. The scoreboard is set to reset when it hits 8, but takes the 8-0 win. Fantastic performance to start off this round robin. Now we're going to switch the scoreboard real quick. So you're going to see this switch off as we are now looking at the second match at the table between Ryan Buhr and Sean Hagarty. Going to fix the scoreboard real quick. And yeah, still set to A pool. Fantastic. These are the things I like to know. turning the scoreboard on, and we can see that here. So, players at the board getting the warm-up shots in. Who are these players? Ryan Buhr, Sean Hagarty. Again, if you haven't heard of these players, you're living under a rock. You're not up to date with the Crokinole world. Well, let me educate you. They are the 2025 Ontario Doubles Champions. They are the most recently crowned U.S. Open Crokinole Championships. To your left, Ryan Buhr, 6 Tier 3 tourney winner this season. Yeah, I can't even list all of them. I can't remember them. I'm not going to try to while I'm doing a live stream. But, yeah, just great performances from him. And Sean Hagarty is the 2025, the current World Crokinole Champion at the table. We have Crokinole legends at the board right now. So, this is going to be a match. They've teamed up quite a few times. Quite a few successes in the doubles world. Yeah, we're seeing them go head-to-head. I think we saw them go head-to-head in the semifinal round of the Windsor Crokinole Championship. But I want to say, yeah, Hagarty won that tournament, so he was successful in that. That was a great match, so we're bound to see a great one here as players getting warmed up on their Open 20s. We know both these players are sharpshooters, so how this is going to go, who's to say? They're both of them top ranking. Ryan Buhr currently ranked 3rd in the standings before this tourney, and Hagarty ranked 2nd in the NCAA standings. So we have number 2 and number 3 facing off against each other. So, ladies and gentlemen, strap in for what is about to be an absolute battle on the board. And man, I should have cut more. This is a mistake from me. I've done enough filler. I've got nothing else to say, folks. Just this is a good time to share with your friends, because I guess we got time. I guess we got time to wait. All right, here we go. Buhr to open up. No more waiting. Oh, after all the practice 20s comes up short. Hagarty just drains that right off the bat. He's like, we are no longer partners. We are no longer friends. This ain't doubles. This is singles. And I am here to play. 220s to open up, but Buhr now figuring out his range. Too little, too late. Hagarty up 3-1 in the cup. Buhr will be waiting for a mistake. And this is going to be some cutthroat Crokinole, I think. This here. We're looking at two of arguably the best players in the tour right now. So, yeah, Hagarty going long. This is the opening that Buhr needs. Anybody else wouldn't be an opening, but Buhr tries to push. Stays close to the center. Hagarty makes it hurt. Still up 2 in the cup. Buhr closing the distance, though. But Hagarty with that, yeah, shots inconsequential. That was quick. Players are zooming through this round, but Hagarty 7 out of his 8 shots, starting off lightning strong in this round, going up 2-0. Players now to reset. I'm going to see if I wrote down Buhr's successes or not. Maybe I'll try to remember what they were. One thing I can say about Buhr, recently, the last tournament hosted in Elmira, the Elmira Winter Crokinole Classic, placed second to Josh Carfiello after a fantastic final set. Got tons of views on YouTube, and also it's just a great match. Views don't make it a good or bad match. I can say great match. And Buhr now up in the cup by 120. Great advantage for him. Hagarty's still keeping up, but sometimes one mistake amongst these high-level players, that's all it takes for somebody to get the edge. Buhr missing there. Still in a good spot. He is the hammer, so certainly comfortable with this. We're going to see if he gets in or gets away. Looks like he was trying to roll, but yeah, didn't get out, and Hagarty drains that. What a gross shot. What a gross shot. We're going to see what Buhr does with this. Trying to keep the commentary. Man. Oh, that was a misclick on my part. I think I want to say Buhr took that round. Is somebody let me know? I'm gonna put Buhr as winning that round. I could have been wrong. There was a misclick there. I got too caught up in the moment. My bad. I'm assuming with that angle in. Yeah, we're assuming with that angle in. I'm gonna get roasted in the comments if that wasn't correct, and I apologize horribly. But either way, we're 2-2, halfway through this match. Buhr to open up. Hagarty coming up short. Now Hagarty, we haven't talked about his successes yet. I guess we did. Yeah, he won the Windsor Championship. He placed 2nd in Turtle Island. 1st in the U.S. Open, Ontario doubles. A lot of successes under his belt. Him and Buhr also placed 3rd at the Maryland Crokinole Championship. So yeah, tons of successes in doubles. Also a demon in the singles events. I see Travis Keener puking in the comment section of this live stream. I'm assuming he's agreeing that Buhr's angle in 20 was absolutely gross. That or my commentary is trash. I'm going to assume the former. I'm hoping the former. Let me know. But either way, Buhr right now. He's in a tough spot. He is playing against a hammer, tied in the cup right now. Hagarty content just to keep play here where Buhr doesn't have any easy 20s. Trying to push into the house. Tough follow through here. And keep in mind, folks, we have so many matches ahead of us. This is just the A pool for crying out loud. Tons of high-level Crokinole coming your way. See what Buhr does here. I don't think he cares about the 20. Doesn't get far enough away. That could be the opening. Hagarty. Very nicely done. I think that is the round win. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Oh, maybe they were tied in the cup. Okay, my bad. That is a tie round. I might be butchering the score. Yeah, okay, the shots made me sick. Okay, good to know. Okay, 3-3, I think. Yeah, a little bit tired today. First time doing this live stream, so if I'm making mistakes, I apologize. Look, we're just people enjoying some Crokinole here. You know what I mean? Both players opening with 20s. We're in the final round of this match, whatever the score may be. And we're just seeing some absolutely lightning Crokinole. Hagarty the first to miss. Buhr quick to roll away. That roll away, we all know he loves and can hit with deadly precision. Hagarty finding that lane. I think I talked about this a few matches ago. Through the house on the outside, a cut through. Able to get the right line, but not enough power. And right now, Hagarty playing against a hammer. Rolling it. He might have been going for, I'm not sure what Hagarty was lining up there, to be completely honest, but now stuck to the outside. 2 pieces on Buhr's side of the board. Buhr's loving the situation. Hagarty with a big miss. Buhr is going to punish him for it. Comes up short. Oh no! 20 for Hagarty. Huge 20. Huge. Buhr looking to keep the pressure on with an open 20 here. Doesn't get it. Okay, thank you, Sean, for making sure I'm on and correct. Very good, very good. Hagarty rolling to the outside. Look at this right now. Hagarty is up at 20. But if Buhr is able to roll up into the 10, that is a tie. Keep in mind, Hagarty has one more shot. So Buhr's going to peel. That could have been smart. Because if Hagarty got a double, that could have been trouble. Taking out the single. Buhr needs to get into the... He needs the off and at least into the 15 to tie this round. I believe that does it. Yeah, 20 on the board. Down to 20. So that is a tie round. Even split 4-4. Fantastic match. That was Crokinole. That is the game of Crokinole right there on the table. That is what we're in it for, folks. That is why we're doing this stream. So, congratulations to both these players. They're going to move on into their games. We're going to go into Game 3. I'm going to turn off the scoreboard real quick. And to correct in this next match we have, so I guarantee, or we figure out where the bye is. On your left, Devin Fortino. On your right, Connor Reinman. Again, 2 top-level players at the board. Let's talk about them a little bit. Let's get into the meat and potatoes about what we're looking at here. So, on your left, Devin Fortino. We already talked about him. On your right, Connor Reinman, the 2023-24 World Crokinole Champion. So, top-level player here, and we're going to reset the points a little bit. We're going to see what happens if I just do this. Okay, my bad. We're going to do a full clear of this. Technical difficulties. Oh, yeah, Travis, you're right. That is you. I mean, Reinman, that is you. Either way, Connor Reinman, 2-time World Crokinole champion. He also plays very highly at the World Crokinole doubles 1 or 2 years ago. This tour, he's placed 3rd in the Louisville Singles Championship, the Elmira Winter Crokinole Classic, and I want to say there was one more he placed 3rd at. Yes, the Scenic City doubles alongside Brandon Osborne. So a few successes this tour. He is, I believe, currently top 10. He's ranked 7th, so he's up there. And Fortino, like we said, ranked 3rd. So, yeah, 2 top 10 players at the board right now. 2 players who have been in the finals for the World Championships. Fortino placed 2nd, most recently at Worlds. And Reinman being World Champion. He was quarterfinalist in the World Singles this year. So, yeah. Best of the best at the table right now. Again, we're tuning in for a high-level match. And again, I'm stuck doing a little bit of filler, but that's okay. That's the one thing. Maybe you know, I need to take more notes on these players. So many of the people in the A pool, especially, just so many successes, and I'm excited to talk about what the quarterfinals look like, because there's a few things that are noteworthy of why you should stay tuned in when we get to the releasing the coverage of the quarterfinal matches. But now Fortino to open up, draining that open 20 like we know he can, and Reinman returning the favor. Strap in, ladies and gentlemen. This could be a heavy 20s round. Never mind. Commentator's curse works in live stream too. Unpatched method to break the open 20s race. I just need to comment on it. Holy guacamole. Fortino, the first to miss, staying close to the center there. Reinman sure to take full advantage of this, draining that 20 with the off. I thought that'd be a touch, but that's why he's playing high-level Crokinole, and I'm not. That's why I'm in the commentator's booth, and he's at the table kicking butt. Either way, Reinman lips out there. Heavy hanger for Fortino. We'll see if he's able to drop this. Oh, little bit too much angle, a little bit too much power on that shot. Angle in for Reinman. Very nicely done. Drops that now up 2 in the cup. And with the hammer. So Fortino looking for a mistake in the final few shots out of Reinman here. Doesn't give it. It looks like that Reinman has guaranteed the tie of this round, at least taking 1 point from this. And that's assuming his next 2 shots are misses, and they are not. Reinman will be taking 2 points to start this game off. The scoreboard's off again. My bad. Reinman missed his final 20. We're going to flip that on. Yeah. There we go. 20 situation there. Reinman taking the first round. 2-0. Thank you for calling that out, Gina. I very much appreciate it. Yeah, I don't need to explain the technicalities of that. Either way, Reinman scoring the first open 20. Fortino off. And I'm not going to comment on how good they're doing in open 20s. That would be a ridiculous thing for me to do. Even trying to talk about it does it. I'm so sorry, man. I think, yeah, there's something there. Is Reinman going to take a 20 here? I'm very interested. Whether he's just going to play defense or... Oh, no. No, not even close. Absolutely drains that. Just, yeah. He's putting this away. He's like, yeah. He's here to play. He's here to do some good Crokinole. Fortino with his back against the ropes. I shouldn't say that. They're about halfway through the round. Reinman needs to make a mistake here, and he's absolutely not giving it. At least if Fortino wants to win. Down to the 3 shots. Reinman getting awfully close to a perfect round here. And just an update. Andrew Klein, who we saw in the B pool, he shot me a message about his perfect round. It looks like he did see it. I only saw bits of his messages on Instagram. And yeah, if he did, like, hey, kudos, man. I'm real glad we got that on camera for you. But speaking of perfect round, Reinman, 8 for 8, 20 scored. And Fortino with only 7 out of 8, 20 scored. Still a great performance. I feel like Fortino's gotten the front end of the stick from my talk right now. My bad. But Reinman taking that round, bringing it 4-0 on the scoreboard. Yeah, great performances here. Fortino to open up round 3. And maybe this is a good time to talk about it. This video coverage, of course, provided to you by Tracy Boards, the board builders of the World Championships. Also, the board being used in this match and all the boards being used at the Ontario Singles Crokinole Championships. So if you're looking to learn more, you can check that out, tracyboards.com. Although I'm suspicious everybody watching this is already, you know, they're in the Crokinole community. They know what's up. But if you're new to Crokinole and you don't know any of this, I'm glad you're here. I'm glad you're checking this out. Reinman, the first to miss, and Fortino playing very defensively. A little bit different than what we've seen Reinman do. I feel like the first 2 rounds, Reinman got up a 20, and then he got up another 20. Fortino, however, getting to the outside, maybe cognizant of the fact that Reinman's been hitting really good shots, and he just wants to get to the outside. And, oh, what a hide behind Hogan's Alley. Reinman needs to peel, loses his shooter, but perhaps too little, too late. Needs a miss out of Fortino here. Fortino drains it, getting his first 2 points of the round. Reinman misses the 20 at the end, didn't much matter. Fortino bring the score 4-2 now as we head into the final round. We're going to see who takes this. Again, in the A pool. A pool is a little bit different than the B pool. 9 players per pool. Top 4 move on to the quarter-final round. So a little bit less pressure, but when half of the roster in your pool is a top 10 NCAA player, that is a tough ask to make it top 4. deadly competition at this. So, one hand, nicer cut than the B pool. On the other hand, you look at the level of competition. It is tight. But either way, back to the action here. Reinman lipping out on his third Open 20 attempt. Fortino, yeah, just staying away there. Just staying away. Reinman tries to angle in. I think Fortino's going to take this. This is close enough. Fortino wants to get in. Or he's going to lose the shooter. I stand corrected. Reinman makes that hurt. We're back to a clean Open 20s race. Just about over halfway through the shots. Could be looking at a tie round here. A miss, whoever misses at this point, pretty much guaranteed a loss. Because when you're this late in the round and you miss an Open 20, it's over. It's pretty much over. As long as the other player doesn't drop a 20 for you. Oh, there it is. Reinman lips out. Fortino gets beautiful. Take notes. If you're not a top Crokinole player yet, take notes on that roll. Very nicely done. Reinman has an opportunity to get back in, but this is tough. Hides. Very high IQ. High IQ play. I thought the angling was there, but he's like, no. Hogan's alley shot. Force Fortino to make a tough one here. Gets it. Very nicely done. Fortino tying it up 4-4. Again, another great round. That was game 3 of 9 from this 1A pool. Up next, game 4, we're going to have Sean Hagarty versus Darren Carr. I'm going to set up the scoreboard real quick for that. And just to make sure I don't forget the scoreboard, we're going to try something new here. First, we're going to correct this. I'm just not going to turn it off in between. Yeah, you're going to see on the screen there. Game 4, we're going to do match setup. That is Hagarty to your left and Carr to your right. Darren Carr. There we go. Yes, I've got that correct. Players taking their practice shots. So let me talk about the players at the board. Sean Hagarty, we've already given an overview of. Darren Carr to your right. However, we most recently saw him on camera in the 2025 Scenic City Finals alongside Gina Schick, who is here in the live stream chat with us. And he also placed second in the 2019 World Crokinole Championships, second only to the legendary Justin Slater. So we have two people here, again, who have been in the finals for the World Championships. High-level player. I also want to say Darren Carr was in the quarterfinal round of the Elmira Singles Championship last year. I could be wrong about that, but I feel like there's a quarterfinal semi-recently that he was in. Maybe Gino will know more about that, but either way, players taking their practice shots right now. I actually see Darren wearing a Wicked Flick Tourney shirt. If you don't know what that is, that was the Tier 3 Boston tournament hosted by the Greater Boston Crokinole Club. They did some Boston doubles. I don't have time to talk about that right now. I'm a little bit concerned I mess it up. But either way, again, you don't know what I'm talking about, make sure to check that out. Okay, good. You can hear the play. I was just double checking that in the headphones there. That was a good time to pause and make sure. Either way, just another reminder, if you really like this live stream, make sure to share it, let people know. This is just a test to see if it's worth it, if people want to tune in for this kind of live commentary. If not, that's okay. I won't be offended, you know. We're just trying things out. But if it's something that people like to see, want to do more of that. Missed the first few shots here, though. Hagarty hitting that first Open 20, hitting another Open 20 as Darren just barely lipped out. Beauty follow-through by Hagarty there. Up 1 in the cup, 2 in the cup currently. But once the situation is fully set to full round, yeah, 120 here. Carr waiting for a mistake out of Hagarty, which can be something you don't want to hold your breath for. Because again, we're looking at number two in the tour right now, prior to this tournament. And yeah, just top level player. He is the big dog in the Crokinole world right now. Still, Carr certainly holding his own, but lipping out there. And that's the tough thing. You can be shooting really well, but it just takes one mistake for top players like Hagarty to take the round. Carr going for the touch 20, unable to convert. And I think, yeah, even with that, Hagarty takes the first 2 points. Gina, yeah, okay, the Elmira tournament. Was it? Okay, I'm just trying to read this while I do the matches. Yeah, the winter one. Okay, gotcha. I knew there was a quarterfinal recently he was in, or like last tour, but still, either way, Carr opening up the second round. Both players scoring open 20s as we head into the open 20s race here. Again, with these players, these top-level players, these 20s races can be pretty aggressive. I don't feel like we've only seen it a little bit, I want to say. I feel like most of the matches, these races have ended within the first 3 to 4 shots. But right now, both the players showing that they can go for a while. And this gets more dangerous the further you get through it, because the further into the round you miss, the harder it is to fight your way back into it. You basically just need to hit an off and a 20 right away. No chance to work back to it. And we see Carr going 6 for 6 on his open 20s. Hagarty following suit. We're down to the final 2 shots for each player. We might be seeing the first on camera or directly on camera perfect round. Double perfect round? Who's to say? Oh, it's happening! Sean Hagarty confirms! Perfect round from Carr. Let's go, let's go. Hey! Yes! Double perfect round from Sean Hagarty, Darren Carr. First time ever during Livestream Crokinole. We love it. We love it. Some good stuff there. And that is a tie round. Let me get the scoreboard before I forget. And just in time, Hagarty opening with... Oh, we're just going to keep going. This is just what we're doing. Oh, I was scared. I thought it was going to be another double perfect round. It is so hard to fill for those. But kudos to them. Hagarty making that bit of deja vu. Looks like round 1 all over again. And that's a tough spot. Carr wasn't even in a bad spot with that miss. Just Hagarty makes everything hurt. And, I mean, hey, that's why he's a world champion. He just drains those kind of shots. Hagarty now 12 consecutive 20s. And Carr leaving a backboard. We're on to 13 now. How many shots until Hagarty misses a 20? That is a question. Not yet. Not yet is the answer. This might be it. Whew, Hagarty went for it. I don't know if he was thinking about it. I don't know if he wanted it, but either way. Shots inconsequential. Hagarty taking this round. 6 of his 8 shots converted. Darren going for a final shot. Doesn't quite get it. Wouldn't have mattered either way. Hagarty going up 5-1 in this round. We're into We're into the final round of this match, Game 4. We have 5 more games after this, and all of them top-level Crokinole. So with that, Carr opening with a 20. And we're right into it, folks. We're right back to it. This has been a deadly open 20 shooting game. I've also ran out of things to talk about, admittedly. We've exhausted all the possibility of things of which I can use for filler. That is one of the things with the live stream that's going to be a little bit tougher, especially when I've already been sitting here for a little over an hour and a half, just straight commentating, and yeah, I need to make sure to manage my energy, manage the things I have to talk about, and yeah. Either way, back to the action here. Carr staying in the 15 right now. He's playing against a hammer. They are tied in the cup, so slight advantage to Hagarty right now. Just staying in the 15. He's pretty content with this. Carr to go for an angle in. Beauty shot. Nice shot, Darren. And Hagarty lipping out. This could be Carr's opportunity to take 2 points from this. He's not going to win the game, but that's not what these round robins are about. It's about getting as many points as you can. So when you're playing the Sean Hagarty, the number 2 in the NCAA Tour, you're okay if you don't win that game. You always want to win the games, but if you're taking 3 out of 8 points, you're content with that. You're good to take that. That's certainly a game that doesn't put you out of the running. But Hagarty, almost got the tie. Just a little bit off. Carr takes those last 2 points, bringing the final score 5-3. Again, all these matches, I'm going to say it for each one. Great match. Another great match. We're going to go into the next one. That's going to be Connor Reinman versus Jesse Wiseman. Reinman and Wiseman. Could be a bit of rhyming there. Either way, we're going to reset the scoreboard real quick while the players get set up here. You can see their names there. We can see this is game 5. Match setup we got on your left, Reinman, and on your left, Wiseman. And a few enters there. Here we are. So Connor Reinman, we've already talked about, multiple-time World Crokinole champion. Jesse Wiseman on your right. We saw him most recently in the quarterfinals, semifinals actually, of the 2026 Windsor Crokinole Championship. He is a representative from the St. Jacobs Crokinole Club and highly underrated player. So I'm consistently a pool and slowly working up to being in those quarterfinal elimination matches. He's coming into the Crokinole world at a time where it's getting a lot more competitive. It's not just 3 or 4 players at the top of every tournament. It's there's a variety now, and it's tough to break into those top spots. I think Jesse hangs very well with these top players. Of course, we're going to see that put to the test in this match. And see what else, if I missed anything about these players. Yeah, Jesse Wiseman, right now, again, he's ranked 50th in the standings. You look at that compared to Reinman, ranked 7th. You would think, on paper, like, okay, obviously Reinman, if you're a betting man, that's who you're betting on. But you just don't understand that Jesse hasn't been in attendance to a lot of tournaments. He hasn't filled out his 5 minimum, not minimum, but it's your top 5 scores that are what make up your score for the NCAA standings. Jesse hasn't played in 5 tournaments. That's why he's ranked lowly. When you're making semifinals at a Tier 2 event, primarily composed of Tier 1 players with a few other people in the mix, yeah, you're a damn good player. So we're going to see how that plays out in this match. Again, any of these matches I mentioned, most of them you can find on the Tracy Boards channel. Make sure to check them out. If you want to see more Crokinole, the USA Crokinole Videos channel ran by Jamie Harter from the Point Crokinole Club. He had, I believe, 3 cameras up on the A pool. So yeah, he should have a lot of matches coming your way. Make sure to give those a watch, give some love to his channel. But either way, players getting warmed up. Looks like Reinman soon to start. Again, we're running out of filler. The only thing I did for editing on these matches was I cut some of the spaces between games. I think there was like 4 minutes between games, depending on the match. Most players finishing with between 6.5 to 7 minutes out of their 8-minute allotted time. I should cut more of that out of these, but either way, Reinman to open up, going a bit long, and Jesse with a strong push, going to Reinman's side of the board. Oh, that was a gross angle in. And Wiseman, open 20 opportunity, lips out there. Reinman, yeah, he's going to look to make this hurt. Going up the right side of his quadrant. Very nicely done. Very quickly turns the tables on the match situation. Wiseman now finding his range on the open 20s. But yeah, Reinman's absolutely dialed in. And we're seeing that now. I'm going to take a quick second to get a drink of water while these players duke it out. My throat is dying here. Another thing that's kind of tough with these live streams. So don't mind the mason jar. And I'll try to be quiet as I go. Very nice get through Hogan's Alley, but Wiseman loses his shooter. Inconsequential at this point. He needed a 20 there, doesn't get it. Reinman will take the first 2 points of this 4-round game. We see Boss War Eagle saying, glad to see some live Crokinole. Glad you're here to watch it with us. And I will clarify, this is just live commentary. This is a tournament that happened yesterday, the Ontario Singles. So not a, technically speaking, not a live stream of live Crokinole action. But the closest we're going to get to where I don't have to sacrifice my time at a tournament to do this. So either way, glad to see you here. Reinman looks like he's going for the touch 20. Very interesting. It looks like we're seeing very aggressive play from Reinman in the 2 matches that we've seen him. And I don't know if that's just because the opportunities have been there, and maybe it just seems like he's playing aggressive when he's just hitting 20s the way he does. Or perhaps he's looking for some redemption. He's historically, in previous tours, he's been like finalist or winner of a lot of tournaments. We haven't seen him get those wins yet at tourneys. So I don't know if he's coming in here with a chip on his shoulder, but either way, he's making some damn good shots in this tournament. 2 pieces on the board right now. Reinman's working with the hammer, but might have left a touch 20. Jesse not quite able to get it. Reinman taking a second to consider the situation. He might just be looking to end with 3 red on the board. He's going to... Fudge! That was a nice shot. That was a nice shot. Whew. Oh, baby. This is Crokinole. Welcome to the clubhouse. Holy. Anything's possible at this point. Jesse peels. Reinman looking to put this round away with an open 20. We'll see if he's able to get it. Very nicely done. That guarantees the tie. Wiseman going long. Reinman doesn't have to shoot, but he's going to shoot anyways. That's just Connor Reinman for you. Very nicely done. 4-0. Now, fun fact I heard from Connor Reinman. He, of course, partners with John Conrad for a lot of doubles tournaments. Oh, and I need to give those points to Reinman. My bad. Oh, no, I did. My scoreboard's just behind. Either way, Reinman taking that first open 20. Wiseman following suit. Either way, the con men. Connor Reinman, John Conrad. We're up to date. Wiseman going a little bit long. Reinman just rolling away. Apparently, John Conrad tried to give him the Crokinole nickname of the Michigan Magician for just the magical shots he hits on the board. I don't know if that'll ever stick or not, but I think it's got quite the ring to it. So, what a near follow-through from Jesse Wiseman. If we're trying to make the nickname Michigan Magician stick for Connor Reinman, this is the place it starts. We're going to start things on this live stream. Positive things, of course. We're not starting bad things, please. Michigan Magician. I like it. I might start whipping that out for commentary. But either way, Wiseman with a nice 20 there. Reinman currently would play on the outside. I think Wiseman just plays to that closest piece. Not much else to do. Loses the shooter. Oh, unfortunate shot. Reinman is going to look to bury this round. Very nicely done. Gets that 20. Wiseman, no options but to peel. Oh, that's the round. Unfortunate miss. That's tough. Best you can do is shake off those kind of shots and just keep trucking. But yeah, there's no way Wiseman after that miss was getting in. 6-0. Wiseman going to be looking to salvage 2 points out of this game. I'm seeing a bravo on live commentary. Thank you again, Boss War Eagle. I love that. That is such a cool name. Sorry, back to the action here. Wiseman coming up short. Again, yeah, if you like the live stream, give it a share, give it some love, just so I know, hey, it is worth doing this. I'll probably try it 1 or 2 more times. I'm having a lot of fun. Screw it, I might just do this because for the love of the game. For the love of the game, folks. Reinman currently has hammer, 2 pieces on the board. They got the flashlight here. This is just some classic Crokinole. Looking to see if that piece is touching the line from the bottom. Wiseman, Reinman, confirm it is. Reinman with the open 20. A untypical miss. Wiseman looked like he's going for the follow-through. Unable to convert. Now, Reinman isn't mad about this situation whatsoever. Oh, my lord. What a shot. What a freaking shot. Reinman's getting me close. I told myself I'm going to be PG during this live stream, but holy hell, Reinman's been hitting 20s out of nothing. Truly living up to the name we just gave him. John Conrad just gave him. The Michigan Magician. Wiseman forced to peel. We could be looking at an 8-0 from Reinman. This is going to be huge for him looking to get into the quarterfinal round. That just about seals it. At least a tie here. Wiseman forcing him to make a valid shot, but it's Connor Reinman we're talking about. That is an 8-0. Very well done from Reinman. Tough opponent to face off against. Just a few unfortunate shots from Wiseman there. But moving on from this game, we're going on to Game 6 between Darren Carr and Jamie Harter. I'm going to set up the scoreboard real quick, and then we'll do some talk about each of those players. Here we go. Okay, back to the action here. So Darren Carr, we already talked about him. 2019, second place at the World Championships, second at the 2025 Scenic City Tourney, alongside Gina Schick. Across the board from him now, Jamie Harter from the Point Crokinole Club, currently ranked 10th in the National Crokinole Association standings with 193 points. Very recently, he won the New York Singles Championship. I also believe he placed second in the Windsor Crokinole Championship. I believe he has a few Tier 3 wins under his belt this tour as well. I want to say he won Connecticut doubles alongside Ryan Buhr. I feel like there's more than that, but I'm not 100% sure. He placed 4th in Maryland doubles alongside Darren Van Gameren. I want to... Maybe not quarterfinals for Elmira. I don't know. This man has a lot of successes. Got my notes here. Also 4th at Scenic City. That's what it was. 4th at Scenic City alongside Buhr. So, a lot of top finishes. Just in the top 10. He was ranked quite a bit higher at the midpoint in the tour. I think around 4th or 5th for Harter. And as more tier 1s came up, we saw more of the tier 1 players move up. But still, fantastic performances so far this tour. Looking to make it into the quarterfinals. And we're going to see how this plays out. We have 2 players I don't think we've seen on camera play against each other. So, yeah, this could go either way. On one hand, you have Carr, 20 sharpshooter. On the other hand, you have Jamie Harter, the man himself. He's the one who brings the high quality 4K cameras to the tourneys. He's the one who runs the USA Crokinole videos. If you're looking for more Crokinole coverage, yeah, just a fantastic fella here. Who's saying nice jacket? Oh, Jason Malloy. You know I'm always bringing the top fashion. Should I break out my other jacket? Should I break out the Maryland Crokinole Championship jacket? It's getting cold in here. So, either way, nobody but Malloy is going to get that stupid joke. Okay, Carr is going to be the one to open up again. I feel like I should talk a little bit about the round robin. A lot of these players, we're seeing them as Carr opens up with the 20. One game, this is just a look into how their round robin went. So we even see the players who get like a 8-0. The player who got 0, that doesn't mean they're out by any means. You have 7 other games to play. You can get like no points in a game and still come back. It's incredibly tough, but it's certainly doable. And yeah, so this is just snapshot. Top 4 players from this round robin going to the quarterfinals. We've seen, I would say overall, great performances from everybody who sat down at the board. Either way, Harter here, going to be trying to pull back into the house. Hits a post, though. Unfortunate shot. Carr looking to make it hurt. Goes a wee bit long. Maybe a double here for Harter. Doesn't quite get the double. And probably didn't leave a 20 for Carr. Not an easy 20 for Carr. Carr needs to take his time with this. He doesn't want to leave that piece on. I think the off is a priority and not opening the door for 20s. And comes a little bit close there. That could be the danger zone. Yeah. Oh, no! Just a little bit short for Harter. So close, but not quite. Carr blasting that high IQ play. He lost a shooter. We don't care. He got play out of the center. That is just forcing Jamie to play through the house, try to catch a post. Gives him a difficult shot. That is, yeah, that was, man, Carr. He's thinking. He's thinking. Very good play. Bounces off that piece. Now that is a little bit risky, but I like it. Harter, no options but to peel. We're down to the final shot. As long as Carr clears this, should be good to take the first round. Unorthodox, but effective. Let's frickin' go. Darren Carr taking the first 2 points. Harter trying to catch a pose. Not much he could do. Carr takes out first. First round going up 2-0. 3 rounds left to go. And again, we didn't talk about Darren Carr's standing. He is 19th currently in the tour with 165 points. He's another player who I don't think he has played 5 tournaments yet. Maybe he has, but again, we saw him in the finals of the Scenic City. We've seen him in elimination matches before, many times before. We know he could definitely hang, and if he's on, then he's freaking on. Do not let the 19th to 10th ranking deceive you. If you do that, you are a fool. These rankings right now are just paper only. You know? There's still so much play. There's so many variables. You can't just go off the standings. Anyways, back to the action here. 3 out of 3 20s for each player. Harter bringing it up 4 for 4 now. We're going to see who is the first to miss. Trying to get the commentator's curse to kick in, but who's to say? I'm so good. I'm sorry, Harter. Either way, Carr, we're going to see what Carr does here. Beautiful roll away. Carr with the hammer right now. So happy with this. In between the posts. Not much Harter can do, but try to pull play off a post. Great attempt, but ends up on the outside. Carr going to be very careful. Just did he touch it? Holy... Yo! Just barely grazed it. That was almost a horrible disaster. Now, Carr has to be a little bit careful. 2 pieces on the board. A little bit jammed up here. He doesn't want to let Jamie get too many points on the board. Might just be going for a clean takeout.
Very nicely done. Very nicely done. Promotes the 1 into the 15, so he can take that on his final shot. Jamie with the 20. Very quickly changing the tides on this match. All of a sudden, Carr with his back against the ropes had to go for that. No notes. Masterpiece. Go back, replay that. We don't have trick shot replays, but that was a game-changing shot. Salvaging 2 points from this round in a game that I thought was guaranteed for Carr. Holy guacamole. Into round 3. This is what we're here for, folks. This is the game. Open 20s at the board. We'll see who is the first to miss. Yeah, yes indeed. Boss War Eagle. What a freaking shot. Oh man, but Harter the first to miss on the Open 20s race. Okay, whatever. Whatever, Malloy. Alright. Carr, looking at the situation right now. He's up 120 in the cup. Unorthodox, but ended with a shooter in a nice spot. Is going to be a follow-through for Harter here. He does have time in the round, so doesn't need to fight for it. Instead, pulling play back, maybe going on the defensive here. I felt like I saw a lot more defensive play in this tournament, which I certainly love. I love to see that the defensive tactics are becoming more and more commonplace as Harter getting that perfectly horrible spot. Not quite half hole yet, but he gets the off from Carr. Carr loses his shooter. Bring it back to an Open 20s race. Clean Open 20s race at this point. Very nicely done. Down to the final 3 shots for each player. That's great. This is good stuff. See, at this point, a miss is a nail in the coffin. Carr's not going to be the one to do it. Will Harter hit this? Comes down to this, folks. This is when a miss is guaranteed as a loss. Carr guaranteeing the tie. Harter looking to tie or to lose a crucial Open 20. Lips out. Carr bring the score up 4-2 as we head into the final round. And I'm going to flip my page here because we've got 3 more games left after this. Just a little bit more Crokinole. About half hour left. We'll talk about what the quarterfinals look like, and I might need to refresh my memory. Either way, Harter opening up. We are off to the races. Carr follows suit. I'm going to take a second to write here to refresh my memory, but I will keep the scoreboard updated. Okay, we're back. I was writing down our quarterfinalists. I had to remember who was playing who, and I think I got them all right. But either way, Harter up at 20 right now, so in great position. Carr's going to be looking to push in. Actually, he hides it. I stand corrected. Beauty shot. B-E-A, beautiful. We'll see if Harter is able to get this. Crucial 20. Loses his shooter. Open 20 chance for Carr looking for the tie. Beauty shot. Beauty shot. Tying the round and winning the game. That brings it 5-3. Very well done. You don't hear match commentary. Just a second. Make sure other people can hear. Alright. I can still hear it, so... Sorry, Jason, you might have to check your audio because it's still coming through for me. At the table next, we got Wiseman and Schick. Somebody else tell Malloy whether the audio's here or not, because I think it is. I'm hearing myself talk. But, yeah, we're good. Either way, back to the action here. Players warming up.
at the table. Yeah, got that all set up. We already know about Wiseman. We saw him in the semifinals of the Windsor Tourney on your right. And we already mentioned her before, Gina Schick. She absolutely has my number in tournaments, first of all. She beat me in the C Pool finals at the Turtle Island Championship. And then she beat me in the B Pool semifinals for the London Championship. She plays second at the Boston Wicked Flick back in February. And second in the Scenic City tournament back in October. All this tour, she's done very well. She's ranked 23rd, just shy of the top 20 right now. But still, and I'm going to correct the points on the scoreboard right now, or just ignore the points that are there currently. But either way, players taking shots. Jason saying I misheard something. Oh, sorry. Okay, I see what you're saying, Jason. I was taking a second not to talk because I was writing down the quarterfinalists, because I'm going to be talking about that at the end of this live stream of what to expect for the matches, what the bracket was, and I didn't want to try to remember that at the end when I'm trying to wrap this up. Either way, Wiseman to open up. You'll note on the scoreboard it says 5-3. I just forgot to reset the scores. That's going to reset at the end of this round. Either way, Wiseman up at 20 right now. Bit of pressure on Gina, although she has the hammer and doing a great hide right now. But Wiseman able to get that. This might be the angle and opportunity right here. Oh, right line for Gina, but not quite enough. Wiseman, bold move, going for the 20, just shy of it. Heavy hanger for Schick here. And she's in the A pool today, so we have to assume that Schick was on her game. When Gina is on and she's not missing, it is absolutely deadly. It sucks to sit across from her. Yeah, just makes every mistake hurt. Although Wiseman put it on, like, he's up at 20 right now. Gina going for, I think, the angling with the power there, but catches a post. Wiseman unable to make the mistake hurt. But still, a lot of pressure on Gina right now. Going for the follow-through. Comes up just a little bit short, and Wiseman puts the round away. Nothing Gina can do now. Wiseman going to take the first 2 points, and we're going to see the score corrected now. 2-0. There it is. That is fantastic. We're going to head into round 2 now. Something else about Gina. I don't know the technical terms, but I believe she's on the National Crokinole Association board. So a huge thank you to her and just everybody else in general. I said it before with Claire Kipfer, who helped out with the board for a while, but huge thank you to Gina and everybody else on the board, part of committees who help make the National Crokinole Association as it is possible, setting rules for tournaments and a beautiful freaking follow-through. Yeah, making tournaments possible, making the scoring possible, all of that. Yeah, just kudos to that work. Not enough thank yous can be said for that, but we'll do our best here. Gina, currently up in the cup. We're back to a clean open 20s race situation right now. We're going to see who the first is to miss. Gina comes up short. Wiseman, unable to make it hurt. Going to see what Gina is able to do here. She is playing against a hammer, so a bit of a precarious situation, going for an aggressive 20 there. A little over halfway through the shot, so certainly necessary. Down to the final 2 now. Gina also from the Shelbourne curling, Shelbourne curling club. They do some crokinole there. I believe they just did a crokinole / curling tournament. And that sounds like a lot of fun. 2 very similar games. So, yeah. Nice shot from Jesse there. Looks like he just got away with the win. That's going to be another 2 points. 4-0 for Jesse Wiseman as the players now to reset. Headed into round 3 of 4. Again, after this, we're going to have 2 more games and some hefty lineups for those. Wiseman scoring an open 20. We are off to the races. Now, this is a point later in the round robin that people start to know where they stand in terms of whether they're moving on or not. And that is so interesting to watch because some players, when they know they're out, like,
they give up on the round. And some players, my brother, Reed Tracy, for example, when he knows he's out, he'll sit down at the board with you and he'll be like, I'm not making the quarterfinals, and after this game, neither will you. He's just desperate to ruin somebody else's day. And that's the kind of mentality you need to be going into these matches. It seems like both these players, I don't know where they're at, but if they're having a bad day, you wouldn't know it, because they're still shooting lights out. Not hitting every single shot, but like near misses. So either way, Wiseman up 2 in the cup right now. Schick waiting for a miss. And yeah, she's going to need it at this point. Wiseman guaranteeing a tie. Going to be hoping for the miss on this open 20, but Wiseman nails it. 6 out of his 8 shots converted. So tough to beat that. Gina just 120 behind, but that's all it takes for Wiseman to take another 2 points, bring the score 6-0, headed into the final round. Gina to open up. Going a bit long on that open 20 on the upside, not leaving a backboard. Wiseman, too much push. Needed a roll away there. Opens the door for Gina. And gets it. Beauty shot. Snaps. Very well done. Very well done. And we're back to a clean open 20s race. Oh, my apologies. Gina did not score that open 20. Yeah, there is an undo button, but I think I'm too little too late to be using that. Just keep that in mind, folks. Gina only has 120 right now. Playing against the hammer, and Wiseman with his piece slightly higher valued at this moment. So up 5 points on Gina. Bit of pressure on her right now. And going for a lot of action off the post. Opens the door for Wiseman to score his own open 20. Very nicely done. And if Gina scores here, she'll be tying up the cup. And I'm hoping to make that scoreboard correction. Very nicely done. So you'll notice, didn't add another 20. Oh, Gina, don't beat yourself up like that. Come on now. Positive self-talk. We're about that positive self-talk here. Getting down to the final shots here. Certainly still in it, but Gina's going to need a big follow-through here to put the pressure on. If she gets a follow-through here, that's basically sealing the game. But, unfortunately, does not get it. I think Wiseman, all he needs is the takeout. And probably just needed to touch it even. Either way, Wiseman with a clean 8-0, which could be consequential for deciding who moves into the quarterfinals. Getting those wins, like we said, like you're not out if someone 8-0s you, but getting those wins is really, really nice. So, either way, going to set up for the next match. At the table for this next one, we are going to have Jamie Harter versus Ray Beierling. We've already seen both these players at the table before earlier in the live stream, and if you're in tune with the Crokinole world, if you're keeping up with who's who, you know who's at the table. You know this is going to be a great match. Again, Jamie Harter on the left, the New York Singles Championship champion winner in 2026, hosted by the Extra Pint Crokinole Club. Actually, in the chat here, Jason Malloy representing. So, yeah, winner of that Tier 2 event. A few Tier 3 victories under his belt, playing against some Ray Beierling. Absolute legend at the board. Him and Jason Beierling have cleaned up at the U.S. Open before. World Crokinole Doubles Championship. Ray, I believe, has had some singles wins under his belt. I can't recall any off the top of my head, but either way, still two great players at the game. Two great players in the game. There we go. English is fun. Yeah. I see Gina saying, the off-camera games were very positive. Hell yeah. Love to hear. Yeah, it sucks sometimes, you know, depending where the camera is. You wish it were somewhere else, but that's the way it goes sometimes. So, either way, players getting warmed up. Jamie with the infamous bracelet on his left hand. You'll notice shooting as a lefty. Unusual to see in just right-handed versus left-handed. You don't always see lefties. That's fine. Yeah, but it makes it interesting because a lot of people, their non-dominant side for shooting up the side of the quadrant is going to be the left side of the quadrant, and that's the awkward shot. If the backboard's lined up to go that way, it can be a little bit tougher. A little bit different when playing a lefty. Although I think I've heard Harter talk about how his dominant side is actually the tougher side for him. I don't know if I've got that right, but either way, Players still getting warmed up. Be very soon now. They'll be ready to play. This is going to be the second to last match that we cover, and then I'm going to talk about the quarterfinals, and we will be done with the live stream here. Now this, unlike the live stream we did the day of, will be staying up. So if people want to check out matches that they want to share something, you're more than welcome to. We're going to be keeping this public for anybody to view. The one thing I'm going to edit is I'm going to throw in chapters for each game so people can flip to a specific game. If there's something you really want people to watch, you can go ahead and check that out. Or if there's a match that you want to skip, you're more than welcome to. So either way, I can't hear the players here. I hope they're keeping it PG. Who's to say? Not me, because I can't hear them. But Harter will be the first to shoot, going long on that opening shot. And Beierling staying a little bit close, although I don't think the drop back is quite there. And excuse me, I'm going to take another swig from my mason jar. Cheers. Ooh-wee. All right. Here we are. This is the room we are in. Harter, 2 pieces on the board. Beierling might be lining up a greedy. He was thinking about the double. Hey, he was thinking about it. Oh, stays close to the center, though. Might be a 20 opportunity. It's going to be a touch for Harter. Lipped out. Did that? It didn't touch. Oh, no. Upside for Harter. That shot's still going to be there. I don't think Beierling can mess with that. Going to be very, very tough. Yeah. So Harter's going to have a second chance with this shot. Very nicely done. Oh, Travis making a comment. No, you don't have to worry. The matches don't have to be PG. You're fine. You're good. We're chilling. I'm just kidding. Oh, both players with a 20 in the cup now. Pressure on Harter, playing against a hammer. Gets a nice one. Doesn't get the off, though. That could spell trouble, but Beierling doesn't get the 20. Now, they are currently tied in points. Harter, most probably playing to that higher one, and he's going to try to roll away. He's going to try to demote his piece, so Beierling can't end with enough on the board to win the game. He likes where that 1 and the 5 is. Doesn't get the off. Oh, no. Beierling takes the round. 2-0, coming down to the final shots there. That's tough. That is such a tough shot at the end to have that. Best thing you can do, you make a mistake like that, is just shake it off. There's not much more to do. But full reset of the board now. Beierling to open up round 2. Harter with the hammer. Lines it up. Very nicely done. Beierling with a strong start here as we get rolling. Harter lipping out. Beierling rolling to the outside. Going for the 20. Harter doesn't quite get it. Getting awfully close. Beierling going to be looking for something of his own now. Very nicely done. Very nicely done. Now up 2 in the cup. Also leaving that piece on, which I think is an underrated play. Because if Harter hit that open 20, he can just keep play to the outside. But because Harter went long, he's obviously going to play to the 1 further back away from Harter with a chance to pull it back. What the hell? Oh, Harter, beauty shot. Pardon my French, but 1 off the post when he needed it. Beauty. But stuck on the outside now. This is going to be tough. Beierling just going to keep him out there. Harter is not out of the woods despite that shot. Trying to catch it off the post. But with that is wraps. Harter needs to peel. And then he needs to wait for a miss out of his opponent. There's the miss. Can Harter stay in this? Okay, to be fair, Harter needs an off and a 20 to make Beierling shoot. And Beierling just needs a valid shot. So it'd be cute, but looks like, oh, that was the final shot. My bad. Beierling wins that round 4-0. I lost track. I got too excited with Harter's posted 20.
Made me swear. Dang. That's tough. Either way, headed into round 3. Harter lips over the center. Unusual miss, and Beierling, just a true professional, staying behind the post there. Making Harter do the work. Harter's going to have to peel here. Beierling going to be left with the open 20. Doesn't peel. Oh, no. Beierling. Oh, Beierling. Oh, we're doing this. Oh, this is tough. Harter has to peel everything. Hits his own. Yeah, you see that come off the board. Invalid shot. Beierling, unable to make it hurt. Lips out of the center there. Harter staying on. Staying away from the center. I like this. Just far enough back. Drop back shouldn't be there. Looks like Beierling just content with a roll away. Again, Beierling with hammer right now. He's okay to be on the outside. Harter with a great roll. A bit more power that would have been firmly into the 15. But forces Beierling to play inside. So this is where Harter wants him. But Beierling not leaving great options. Just an opening. Just barely. And yeah, even this right here. Actually, no. I stand corrected. This could be Harter's in. Oh, no! Just lips out. Beierling's going to be getting away. I can almost guarantee. I think Beierling... I'm a little surprised he didn't just try to lose a shooter to force Harter to shoot to the far side of the board and basically guarantee the win. But again, not much Harter can do. All Beierling needs to do is touch. He gets the off and stays on the board. He goes up 6-0. And again, late stages, that can feel good. To get those points that you potentially need. Yeah, this is great for him. Into the final round, Beierling coming up a little bit short. Harter not quite able to get the open 20. See what Beierling does here. Beierling's playing against a hammer, but he's going to have 2 pieces on the board, so it takes off a little bit of pressure. And almost lost it. That could have been dangerous. And Harter left with a somewhat difficult choice. Yeah, this is actually interesting. Let me focus up for a second. Beierling getting to the inside, looking to make something happen. Doesn't get too close. Harter, if he went to the left side of his quadrant, might be able to get a touch 20, but you see him not going for it there. And I think that confirms my suspicions. He doesn't love that shot. Like most people would. Beauty touch 20. Beauty from Razor Ray. Just draining that. Absolutely love it. No notes. Masterpiece. Beierling. There are 2 of Jamie's pieces in play, and we got 4 shots left, so a little bit of cleanup. Beierling lost his shooter. Oh, no. That could be a devastating mistake. Harter unable to capitalize. And Ray. Yeah, that could be the nail in the coffin. Harter's not out of the woods, but he only has 30 points on the board, and beauty double! Ray showing up to the party, looking for an 8-0 here, and I think that just about seals it. Yeah, nothing Harter can do here. Folks, that's another 8-0. Razor Ray taking it over Jamie Harter. Very well done. We have 1 more game left. 1 more game until we're done the first ever live stream. Ladies and gentlemen, strap in. Here is who we have at the table. On your left, it's going to be Gina Schick. On your right, Ryan Buhr. Anything could happen. Now, these players have actually played against each other in a tournament. I believe it was the finals, if I'm not mistaken, of the Boston Wicked Flick. Gina Schick was partnered with Linda Wendt, who at the midpoint of the season was ranked 5th in the NCAA, I believe. And then Buhr was partnered with Eric Mammon from the Greater Boston Crokinole Club, who we saw in the quarterfinals of the World Championships last year in 2025, playing against Justin Slater, the best quarterfinal of that bracket, I believe. So, yeah, these players have faced off, not necessarily head-to-head on camera anyways. And whenever I say on camera, I'm referring to elimination matches, especially if we're going to be doing this. Because if I'm doing live streams with the round robins, it's going to be impossible to keep track of when people have played. Most of these players have crossed paths at least once before. So, either way, this is it, folks. 4 more rounds of Crokinole. 64 shots. And then we get to start our week.
Whew. And I would love a nap after this. That's what I'm feeling. But yeah, if you like this kind of live stream, if you like watching this, let me know, because we can do more of them. It just takes a little bit of time to get it set up. Yeah. I don't want to take my Sunday evening to do this if people aren't enjoying it. It is fun for me, but it is, it's a lot. It's a lot to do. So, yeah, if you like it, let me know and we can keep doing them. If not, that's okay. Just, put it out there. Either way. Gina Schick on the left. Oh, something we didn't say about Ryan Buhr. He's from the Summit City Crokinole Club in Fort Wayne, Indiana. That's a relatively new club. So if you want to learn more about him, you can Google that, look that up. Summit City Crokinole Club. I know for sure they're on Facebook. I don't think they're on Instagram, but I could be wrong. Either way, staying awfully close to the center. Schick rolling to the outside. She's playing against the hammer, but pulling play somewhat to her side of the board. So it's going to be a bit of a battle to get play back into the middle here. But certainly not in a bad spot to make that happen. Mammoth. Bro, it's not your only accolade. Yeah, you won the Boston Wicked Flick. There was something else recently. Let's see. Second. No, wait. Oh my gosh. Eric Mammon. Crokinole Olympic Singles Champion 2026. First of all, let's talk about that. Crokinole Olympic Doubles second place in 2025. U.S. Open second place 2025. Maryland second place 2025. Dude, you got tons of accolades. What are you talking about? Tons of top finishes. Tons of wins. Anyways, it's Eric Mammon for you folks. Great Crokinole player. If you haven't seen him on camera before, you're absolutely missing out. Absolute sharpshooter. Either way, Buhr staying behind Hogan's alley here. Tough shot for Gina. See if she's able to get this or not. Very nice get. But the pressure's on. Buhr can hang here. And yeah, that just about seals this round. This is going to be tight. No, it's not going to be tight. Sorry, yeah. I think Buhr's pretty much guaranteed his win. But Gina, good play. High IQ. Forcing the tough shot from Buhr. Hoping for a miss, but Buhr gets it. That was a great attempt from Schick. If she had just stuck there, and I need to undo that. There we go. Sorry. Points for Buhr. And thank you, Rob Richardson, for that undo button. But yeah, if Gina had just stayed to Buhr's side of the board, then Buhr would have just had a simple takeout. Forcing him to shoot through the house to get that far piece. New players wouldn't think of that. But Gina Schick, not a new player by any means. That was a great attempt to win that round. But Buhr just a frickin' professional at the board here. But missing that first open 20. So play on the board right now. Going to be looking at some point to get play back into the 15. We're going to see how Buhr approaches this. Getting play back in between the posts a little bit. Certainly not bad. But Gina doing a great job just pulling that back, keeping it in those awkward spots. There's been a few matches before where I feel like players have stayed too close to the center, but Gina absolutely not making that mistake. That's a little bit close in. This could be a 20 for Buhr, and yeah, absolutely drains it. Fantastic shot. Back to a clean open 20s race. Gina's on with the cold open 20s, though. Stellar. Absolutely stellar. Gina going long. Oh, that's tough. And Burton nearly got another one off the post, but leaves the backboard for Gina. Gina's still in this round. If she gets the off in the 20 here, she has got a fighting chance. Beauty! Yes! Let's go! Buhr hits the 20. Comes down to this. Gina looking for the tie. Gets it. Very well done. Well fought round to the two of these players. Two professionals. I feel like I'm saying professionals a lot. I just like it. I just like saying professionals because they are professionals. Either way, 3-1 for Buhr now. Schick getting a point out of this round to start round 3. The second to last round, not just of this game, but of the round robin and of this live stream. Gina and Buhr opening up with 20s. And just for a reminder, I feel like everybody here knows this, but just to talk about it again, 2 weeks, we have the Force Gambit Invitational, which we are going to be live streaming on the Saturday. So make sure you stay tuned for that. We'll also have some video going. We might do a live stream similar to this, depending on the feedback that I get after this. So we're going to see about that. And then 2 weeks after Force I think 2 weeks after Force Gambit, we have the World Crokinole Championships happening in Tavistock, Ontario. That's both singles and doubles. That's not just a Tier 1 event. That is the capstone to the 2025-26 NCAA Tour. So, yeah, do not miss it. Do not miss out. We're not going to have a live stream, but we're going to have tons of video coming out afterwards. Back to the action. Buhr tying it up in the cup. 3-3 in the 20s. Anybody's game, but Gina lips out. Gonna see here, Buhr rolling to the outside. That a beautiful play by Buhr. He loves that play. Gina able to get it in, and I think that's just enough that Buhr will have to play to the inside. It gets it right in front of a post. Very nicely done. Very nicely done. Because Buhr just like, yeah, where if Gina doesn't get the off, then that's pretty much wraps on the game. Gets it. Very nicely done. But an easy takeout for Buhr. Going 5-1 on the scoreboard. Very nicely done. Into the final round now. Buhr will be opening up. Gina with the hammer shot. And after this round, we're going to talk about who's in the quarterfinals and when to expect those matches to come out. But here, Gina, the first to miss on her opening 20. And Buhr, he's going to get right in front of that post. Called it. I am a mastermind. Man, Buhr's defensive tactics have just been beautiful. But Gina with a beautiful bounce back 20. Worth as much as that. Buhr setting the situation back to what it was. But man, Gina just showing that she's here to play. Absolutely love it. I think she sees the off on this one. Yeah, it doesn't go for the bounce back again. A little bit too far back. A little bit offline. And unfortunately losing her shooter. Buhr makes that hurt. Gina coming up short. Halfway through the shots now. Buhr trying to roll away a little bit. I would say no great 20 opportunities here. But we're going to see. Buhr, oh man. Beautiful shot from Buhr. Catching that post, bouncing to the outside. That was good. Gina, great attempt to pull play back in. A bit too much strength, loses her shooter, and with that, round is wraps. Final shots inconsequential. Buhr winning this game 7-1. And that brings us to the end of the A pool. So, let's flip over to just camera, and we're going to talk about that right now. So just commentary here. So first off, thank you for all for tuning in. Again, if you like it, let me know. Shoot me a message or drop it in the comments here. It doesn't matter to me. I just want to get the feedback that shows that this kind of live stream is worth it. With that, we're going to be releasing the quarters, semis, third place, and finals match from the Ontario Singles Championship. What you can expect, I don't know the order of these yet, but we have Connor Reinman versus Ron Langell. Connor Reinman moving on from this pool. The second match, or I'm not saying in order, I'm just saying my list here, will be Josh Carfiello playing against Ryan Buhr. Now, this is a rematch from the Elmira Winter Crokinole Classic Finals, and as Ryan Buhr said, and I'm sure he's okay with me sharing this, going into that quarterfinal match, he said him and Carfiello have a destiny in that church gymnasium. So stay tuned for that match because I think it's an absolute barn burner. After that, we have Devin Fortino playing against Andrew Hutchinson. Now, if I'm not mistaken, Devin Fortino has gone 3 for 3, 4 for 4 on beating Hutchinson on elimination matches. So Hutchinson coming into this with a bit of a chip on his shoulder, perhaps looking to get that victory. So again, another good one to watch out for. Finally, we have Sean Hagarty versus Justin Slater. I want to say the last time these two played against each other was during the 2025 World Championship semi-final round. This is two world champions going head-to-head. This is a huge match. Something else that's noteworthy, 7 of the 8 players here. That's Reinman, Carfiello, Buhr, Fortino, Hutchinson, Hagarty, and Slater. Those 7 players are the top 7 players in the tour right now. So, best of the best players. Ron Langell is the only exception. He's ranked 11th, so still very high up there. Not completing the perfect 8, but still, either way, these matches you need to watch. You need to tune in for these, releasing those very soon.
Thank you for watching. Make sure to like, comment, share, and subscribe. And share this link if you want more people watching live streams, if you want more things like this. Yeah, we'll see if people enjoy it. Either way, enjoy the rest of your Sunday. As always,